Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Hey, thank you very much, and a very good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Here come the Governors once again, the seven-time defending 11AA state champions, as they'll begin yet another title defense. Week number 1 begins tonight. All the rest of 11AA played last night in the opening week of the season, but a Saturday matchup here at Aberdeen Central's Swisher Field. We welcome you to our coverage of game number 1 of the Pierre Governors on your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and you can watch with the help of our friends at Live Ticket. This matchup will be available at GoGo's.live, but of course also on our website, drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page, as well as your DRG News apps. Catch us on your smartphone if you're on the road somewhere as well. Pierre Governors taking on the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. The Governors defeating Yankton in the state championship 35-7 a year ago. And yes, they've lost a lot of people, but they come back and still preseason number 1 ranked. I think the idea is the Governors are still going to be number 1 until somebody proves them otherwise. So we're looking forward to it. With William Wilson in studio, Caleb Rosick will run camera for Live Ticket. Glad to have them aboard. We'll join the Governor Hall of Famer, Trent Merkwan, who will join us on the broadcast here tonight to provide some color analysis. Lots to talk about in our opening pregame, which is brought to you by Bank West and our Governor broadcast here on River 92.7 in the Bank West pregame show. Take a look at the opening night of Class 11AA football, the state of 11AA, if you will, coming up. We've got coaches' comments, keys to success on the way. Starting lineups will meet the new-look Governors and also the Golden Eagles a little bit later on in our broadcast as well. That all begins in 3 minutes as we begin our coverage of Pierre Governor football. Your official voice of the Governors. It's River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West, convenient, connected, member FDIC.
Stuff like that. Let's have a conversation.
From the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Thank you. For 55 years, Beck Motor Company is celebrating our 55th anniversary, and it's all thanks to you, our incredible customers. Join us on September 12th from 4:30 to 9 p.m. for a special event filled with delicious food, percussion drumline, bass painting, live music from KC Hughes, also Homestretch Band, Bounce House for the kids, and Street Master Car Club on display. It's our way of saying thanks for your support and loyalty. Come be a part of the festivities at Beck Motor Company and help us celebrate 55 years of serving you.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs, new construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
To sponsor the Governors this season, and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications, as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as a basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 an hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 3. That's 833-605-5483, extension 3, and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Welcome back to Swisher Field in Aberdeen, where the homestanding Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles will take on the Pierre Governors. I'm Brian Oakland, and we'll welcome you to the state of football as we begin our Bank West pregame show, but we remind all of those making the trip up here or anywhere this time of the year. It's a Labor Day holiday weekend, so a lot of folks on the road. Remember, on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, who celebrates being a part of a team, they remind us all to buckle up every trip, every time, no matter how far. That's the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Well, beginning with a look at the Class 11 AA, if you recall, last year regular season numbers had Pierre and Yankton both at 8-1 on the season. Governor only loss was to 11 AAA's Brandon Valley. Yankton's only loss of the season in the regular season was to Pierre. And then, of course, in the Dakota Dome, the 11 AA championship, another loss to the Governors. Yankton had a great team last year. They've got a great team this year, and they showed that last night. T-Area and Watertown last year were 6-3. These Golden Eagles were 4-5 in the regular season, were bounced out of the playoffs by Watertown in the quarterfinals, and Watertown went to Pierre and lost in the semis, which advanced the Governors to the Dakota Dome. Sturgis was 6-3 last year, had a great team, but for one of their recent memories, Spearfish was a 4-5 team. They lost in the first round at an icy Hollister Field in late October. Spearfish pulled a big upset last night, at least a big surprise. That was the top 8 teams in 11 AA last year. Then Mitchell and Brookings were 1-8. Well, one of them was 2-7. One of them was 1-8. Douglas was 1-8 on the season last year as well. Last night, the season got going with 5 games among 11 AA teams. Brookings pitches a shutout at home against Sturgis, though, 31-0. Mitchell over Douglas, 51-13. Huron blanked by Yankton, but a big output by the Yankton Bucks, 60-0. And then Watertown went and played against an 11 AAA opponent. Sioux Falls Jefferson gets them 38-7. But the surprise, I think the one that raised a lot of eyebrows, was out in Spearfish, where the Spartans defeat T-Area 39-29. We'll get some other scores a little bit later on with AAA and also some area small schools. But I'm going to bring in my colleague tonight, Trent Merkwan, the Hall of Famer, as he was the quarterback of the 1988 team that went to the Dakota Dome. He knows this game a little bit. And Merk, here coming into this season, though, coming off of a 7th straight state championship, a lot of question in the Governor football room as to what we've got to look forward to. A new quarterback, a new offensive line, still a lot of constants, especially with the coaching staff. But what do guys like you expect from Governor Land coming up this season?
You know, after watching the Governors the last 7 years, it's not necessarily a rebuild, it's a reload.
Right.
Steve Steele and his group of characters or cast of coaches, whatever you want to call them, they have an uncanny way of just reloading this program and making it the best program that can possibly be. You know, you got returning players like Lounsbury, Stolle, and Terwilliger that are going to play huge roles in this year. The offensive and defensive line of scrimmage will be huge this year, especially in the beginning with a young quarterback like Lounsbury. You got to control those offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage in order to be successful in any football game. It'll become particularly important this year. You got Rounds in the backfield. I don't know if you've seen the kid, but he's gained about 15 pounds of muscle on the offseason. He looks good. He looks outstanding. in pregame warm-up. Lounsbury also looked good, really good throwing the football. He looked confident. He stood back there well. Just looked incredible. I expect this to be an 8th straight run, and I'd be surprised if there isn't a few bumps in the beginning of the season, but anybody that's got to play Pierre twice, good luck.
That's kind of been the theme over the last number of years during this run. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I think one of the most fun things that we'll see is maybe expecting some mistakes early, but you'll get to see how these kids grow and grow together over the course of the season. That's always something to look forward to as well.
Yeah, that quarterback position is the hardest position on the field. That still won't put him in a situation that he won't be successful in. You'll see still be probably pretty conservative in the first quarter tonight, but maybe not. I don't know if conservative is in his personality, but with a new quarterback, if he hits that first pass, watch out. If he hits pass number 2, we're going deep.
Might have to. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see what Aberdeen Central comes. They've got a lot of new turnover this year, and I always like to say, what do we know about the opponent? But even Coach Steele probably thinking, well, we're just going to have to kind of feel this game out, especially in the first half, and make adjustments as you go along.
It's a big school. There's, Aberdeen's 23,000 in population, and basically got one public school. They're going to put some good athletes on this field, and they could create a dogfight. The wind's going to play a role in this deal. But I was looking through the names of the Aberdeen Central roster, and I didn't recognize a lot of them. However, I did recognize the head coach, Justin Breeze.
Yep.
Yeah, an old Pierre boy. So that's one of the names that stick out, and that family does know football.
Absolutely. Looking forward to a good one here tonight. We'll talk with the coaches about it in our next segment of our Bank West pregame show. A 3-minute break, and we speak with Coach Steve Steele. It'll be Keys to Success, sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care. Next, as you're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
This is Coach Scott Nye from your Pierre Governors and the team at Ranky Gray Wealth Management, where we focus on coaching something just as important, your finances. Everyone needs guidance through life's key financial decisions and challenges, not to mention the opportunity to feel confident that their retirement strategy will help them pursue the lifestyle they've dreamed about. As you're looking for the right team to assist you, we're right up the street and ready to provide you the help that can make all the difference. Contact our Pierre office today by visiting rankygray.com.
So sore. There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder! Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
Slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. All available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at capitalcityfordtoyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
As we talk keys to success, Coach, and obviously from one season to the next, it's the goal is always the same in Pierre in Governor Land. It's nothing less than a state championship now, because that's the precedent and the tradition that you and everybody else has set. Certainly another great year last year, but now we transition once again, and you've got a real new cast of characters, even though some horses remain. But this is going to be kind of an interesting year to feel things out before you hopefully get to your ultimate goal at the end of the year.
Yeah, this is an exciting year as a coach when you really kind of get to put new pieces on the board. You get to maneuver them in a different way. And I think we've got a lot of different things that you haven't seen in the past, just because this is a dramatically different team than we've had in years past. So a lot of new faces isn't an exaggeration. There's a lot of new faces all over the place. And so even some of the familiar faces look very, very different this year than they did last year. So I'm really excited about the team we've got, and we'll see how far we can run them.
The first places you look when you talk about new people is at the quarterback position, but also the guys in front of him and the offensive line. What have you got coming in this year now?
Yeah, I think the line's it should be, and it needs to be the strength of our team. With 3 starters back on the offensive line and 2 back on the defensive line. I mean, those are going to be important units that we're going to be looking at, really kind of leading the way. If they can control the game, then that makes everybody else's job quite a bit easier. And, Caleb Lounsbury's job, first and foremost, makes that much easier. And Caleb's he's done a great job really diving in and earning this position. And when he's comfortable back there, he's a really, really good thrower. So, he's really impressed with how he's digested it. It'll be his first start at any position, so as far as varsity. So, we know there'll be some growing pains, but at the same point in time, the quicker we can move past those, the quicker we'll really find out how good we can be.
Talk about what kind of work ethic these kids had in the summer. I think, if I heard right, Caleb was putting a lot of work in. We've seen guys like Cooper Terwilliger, EJ Bucci doing some things, not so locally, but getting out there and really getting involved and making themselves better football players. But I think that's another thing that kind of sets maybe your team above many of the other ones. These guys are ready to go because of that.
Yeah, I think they've all done a great job going out and finding ways to improve. And I said sometimes that's learning from your coaches, sometimes that's going and hearing a different voice and picking up something from somebody else. So I know Caleb's one, his techniques become really, really good at the quarterback position. He was in almost all summer working to try and figure out the reads and kind of our progressions that we're looking at, and he's very comfortable where he's at. Cooper's a kid, if you look at him, his end of the state championship game to today, he looks like a different person. He's really developed physically and just matured physically. He's a big kid. He didn't look like a sophomore out there, and we've got a lot of kids that you could say that about, that are really starting to develop from young men into grown men. So it's been a really fun transition to see that and see all the work they've put in really come into fruition.
All right, game number 1, it's Aberdeen Central, a team that's always loaded with talent and great athletes, but they've had some turnover too. What are you most concerned about with them, and how do you approach game number 1?
These first games are tough, and they're even tougher when there's a team that's not bringing much back, so they could probably be saying the same thing about us, but that's kind of how we feel with them. Very, very few starters are returning, and later in the year maybe that's a good thing when you're having less experience, but right away it's tough because you don't overly know what you're going to get. Oftentimes if a team is going to change anything up on offense or defense, it's going to be when you don't have a lot of returning starters. So it's one of those weeks where we're trying to kind of prepare for everything we know they have done, and hope that we've encompassed what they will do here today. But they're always a team that's got good athletes. They're well coached and they're disciplined, and oftentimes we just got to see who makes less mistakes.
You talk about your success maybe being predicated on the offensive line, but it's a cliche. Games are won in the trenches, but man, they've got some big kids coming in that lineup on the lines, both sides.
Yeah, they do. And they've got a really good. They're a good strength program. They're a very, very large school, and they've got a lot of really big kids there. So, and most of them don't go two ways. That's been another thing that Aberdeen's been known for, is they really don't like to play two-way guys unless they absolutely have to. So, those are all going to be different things. Hopefully the weather stays a little cool today, and, hopefully we can avoid some of the cramping, because we will have some two-way guys today.
All right, absolutely. And that's something new to you, too, obviously. But, all right, keys to success in game number one.
Number one thing, offensively, we've just got to not make mistakes. If we can not make mistakes, get to where we need to go, we feel comfortable moving the ball down the field. And defensively, it's just discipline. We've got to trust our eyes, get to our spots, and then play football. Traditionally, the first game is harder on the offense than on the defense, just with timing and everything not where it is in midseason. So we need to make less mistakes on offense and be more disciplined on defense.
All right, Coach, looking forward to it. It's go time. Go get her.
Yes, thanks.
That's head coach Steve Steele of the 7-time defending 11 AA champion Pierre Governors. Coach's comments and keys to success in our pregame are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Let's hear from Central Dakota Eye Care. We're back to talk with Justin Breeze, the head coach of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, and this is Pierre Governor football.
The key to success starts with vision. Hi, this is Dr. Matthew Blazek of Central Dakota Eye Care. Regular, yearly, comprehensive eye exams are key in finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Call us today at 224-6128 and schedule an appointment. New patients are always welcome. The staff at Central Dakota Eye Care is proud of our area youth and support their high school activities. Best of luck in the game. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
All right, our keys to success will continue speaking with head coach Justin Breeze of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Coach, the last couple of years for Aberdeen Central, you've had some really good teams. Obviously, there have been some good teams in 11 AA kind of standing in your way, and one of them, of course, the Pierre Governors. But I think you're going into this year looking at a similar theme to what everybody's going through, and that is a lot of turnover from the graduation bug from a year ago. What's things looking like for you and the Golden Eagles coming into this year?
Yeah, you kind of said there. I think we're in the same boat as everybody. I mean, every year is the same, but I think last year was a real heavy senior-loaded, AA class. So it was interesting to see, how things came out throughout the summer and going through fall camp. But who's going to rise up? Who's going to step up that maybe got a little experience last year, or maybe some JV kid that hit the weight room hard and got ready and got bigger and got ready for the season. And I was like, all right, well, this guy's ready to play some football at varsity level. So, yeah, it's a fun time to look at kids grow and develop over the summer and through fall camp. But I think that kind of happens every year, but some years it's just more than others, like this year.
Aberdeen Central's always full of talent, I think, with with great athletes and things like that. But I look at your team a lot like Pierre. You've got maybe a new quarterback, a fairly young, somewhat inexperienced quarterback, but you've also got a new offensive line, if I'm not mistaken, but some big guys there. How ready are these guys to go into this first game of the season?
I think they're going to be ready to go. You talk about having a young quarterback. That's always a tough spot to be in, but no better way to learn it than just to jump in and do it. And, the same goes with the offensive line. We're probably only returning one starter from last year, so that's a whole group of guys that it's tough when they're trying to work as one, but they're 5 individuals and trying to get their communication down pre-snap and getting how they move post-snap and kind of get that all coordinated. And it's almost like a bit of a dance, but they have to be in game situations and live situations to get those kinks worked out and figure out what they have to do and how they have to do it.
Bit of a new schedule this year, but you still have Pierre as game number 1. So what do you know about the Govs going into this year and how you approach this first game?
Yeah, it's no matter who you're playing first game of the year, you don't have any film to study. You don't have anything to take a look at. You can kind of look at some stuff last year, but just like we talked about, there's a lot of turnover and a lot of change, on both sides of the ball. And a lot of the first game is let's just focus on us and let's focus on what we need to get better at and what we want to do offensively, defensively, and be able to in game make adjustments. It's always fun to do as a coach to be able to kind of have that cat and mouse game with offense and defense going back and forth, and they adjust this way, so we do this, and they adjust, so we adjust, and going back and forth. It's always a fun time, but I think a lot of it comes back to just focusing on ourselves and figuring, okay, hey, here's who we are offensively or defensively. Here's what we want to accomplish. Here's the things we want to do, and how we can get better from that from week 1 to week 2.
Certainly makes sense. And I hear that from a lot of coaches in a lot of different sports too. And I think keys to success, obviously you want to limit mistakes, even though you're going to have those first game of the year type of mistakes, and just limit those and the turnovers and things, and maybe you'll be just fine. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we just talked about that the other day at practice. I talked about errors. Teams that make the most errors probably aren't going to win the game. And if you can eliminate errors, like you said, whether it's turnovers or missed blocks or missed tackles or misalignments, whatever it is, those one little tiny thing, can mess up that play, which then kind of can put you in a situation where you don't want to be. So eliminating those mental errors is going to be huge. It doesn't matter what side of the ball it is, offense, defense, special teams. But again, this comes back to focusing on ourselves and being able to play our football and do what we want to do.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. We wish you the best of luck tonight and throughout the season too.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
That's Aberdeen Central Eagle head coach Justin Breeze, a 1999 graduate of Pierre Riggs High School, but this is his, I believe, 3rd year coaching the Golden Eagles at the head coaching spot. He's been around the program for a number of years as well. It's Coach's comments and keys to success that are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. The Governors have been announced on the field. The Eagles being announced right now. We'll have our national anthem coming up. Still the enacting of the coin toss. We've got starting lineups yet to come in our Bank West pregame show. We'll do that after a 2-minute timeout. We're back with more Pierre Governor football. Your official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg. Thank you. For 55 years, Beck Motor Company is celebrating our 55th anniversary, and it's all thanks to you, our incredible customers. Join us on September 12th from 4:30 to 9 p.m. for a special event filled with delicious food, percussion drumline, bass painting, live music from Casey Hughes, also Homestretch Band, Bounce House for the kids, and Street Master Car Club on display. It's our way of saying thanks for your support and loyalty. Come be a part of the festivities at Beck Motor Company and help us celebrate 55 years of serving you.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
The Aberdeen Central Pep Band, very few are better than them. They do a great job, and they just did so on our national anthem here as we get set for night number 1 of Pierre Governor High School football. Brian Oakland along with Trent Merkwan outside. Once again, Caleb Brozick on camera, William Wilson in studio. Let's give you the starting lineups in this one. The starters are brought to you by the folks at Envirotech in Pierre. We'll meet the Governors first. New quarterback is Caleb Lounsbury. He was the backup to Cade Kaiser a year ago, the junior at 170 pounds. Behind him is Trevor Rounds, the senior running back. He's up to 185 on the scales now. A couple of good wide receivers. George Stalley is a senior playmaker, and Carter Scheffelbein, the sophomore, will be the number 2 receiver. But Cooper Terwilliger, a lot of eyes on him at a tight end spot. The sophomore goes 225. E.J. Bucci is a senior tight end as well. And we may see Aiden Beam a lot this season as a tight end, as a receiver, maybe even as a running back or a fullback for the Governors. On the offensive line, it's the center is Zayden Rounds, the senior. He was a starter a year ago. Jacob Mikkinen started some games. He lines up at one guard, a senior at 255. Baxter Shrimp, a senior, 265 is the other guard on one side. And then as the Governors use this nub guard, that'll be Ty Michael, another sophomore, or I should say another starter from a year ago. He is a senior at 240. Max Bogenhagen lines up at a tackle spot, a junior at 235. We'll do the offense as well for the Golden Eagles. Brenner Waldrop, a sophomore starting quarterback, as Joey Dahlman will be behind him in the backfield. He's the fullback and a junior. Ridley Waldo, a junior running back, tailback. Brody Asoff and Carson Borg, a junior and a senior, are the wide receivers. Joran Foss is a senior center. Guards are Riker Meister, a senior. Blake Madsen, a senior, who happens to be 350. I should say he's a junior. Jackson Henley and Jordan Rexinger are the tackles, and Colby Dowan, a senior, is the tight end. The lineups for the Governors and the Golden Eagles. We're running a little bit late here. They're brought to you by Envirotech and Pierre. We'll hear from them in a little bit. The other starting lineup is the naming of today's game officials. We call them the law on the field. It is a primarily Aberdeen crew. The referee in the white hat is Scott Whitlock. Marty Wisemantle is the umpire. The line judge is the linesman Tim Steinwant. And son Josh Steinwant is the line judge. Eric Donat is the back judge. Once again, Scott Whitlock, Marty Wisemantle, Tim Steinwant, Josh Steinwant, Eric Donat, our law on the field. Sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Consumer Protection Division. The opening kickoff is sponsored by Comtech. Let's hear from them. The Golden Eagles will kick it. The Governors will receive. And we kick off the season next on River 92.7.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security, and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
That's Comtech sponsoring the opening kick. A lot of fans are here on the Swisher Field grandstand. Governor fans the other way. And the season is underway. Opening kickoff from the Golden Eagles bounces at the 15-yard line. Far side for the Governors in road white. And that is taken by Carter Templeton up the far side. Templeton, the return man. Actually, well, Stoser, I guess it was 0 instead of 8. And already I've got to get my depth perceptions set up here as the Governors will have it 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Welcome to the title defense. Take 7 for the Pierre Governors. It's the seventh year in a row they return as defending and reigning state champions. So here comes Carter Lounsbury, the junior quarterback. He'll clap and run out of the pistol. Trevor Rounds right up the gut. The tailback for the Governors across the 30 to the 35, and a good gain. Trent Merkwan right away on 1st down. I think the Governors want to establish the ground game first thing and foremost.
Yeah, that was quite a hole that the right side of the offensive line opened up. Always good to see that first play, positive yards.
Second one as well, 2nd and 4, or 2nd and 3 after a 7-yard gain, but the Golden Eagles will stack him up this time. And getting off the pile is number 11, linebacker Jacob Weishart, as they will stuff Rounds. He actually still gets a couple of yards here up to the 38, and it'll be 3rd down and just a yard for Pierre. Pierre, and as we mentioned, road white jerseys, green helmets, green trim on the shoulders. They've got the white pants as well, so it is going to be a white night for Pierre tonight. Rounds for a third time, cuts back to the right side. He'll get a first down across the 40-yard line. Met up with and brought down by number 9, Jack Birch, off of the defensive line to the 41. The Governors are running very quickly. 3 plays, 3 rushes for Trevor Rounds, and a first down to move the chains.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Governors throw the ball here on first down, although the formation they're in right now, that's probably not going to happen. But you got man-on-man coverage on the outside, which normally Steve Steele and his quarterbacks will go downfield in that situation.
Terwilliger moves up to the right tight end spot. Then George Stalley out of the backfield vacating, and there again is Trevor Rounds. So they tried to change the look a little bit, but the Eagle defense very quick, and they'll stuff Rounds for a loss of a yard back to the 40-yard line, still on the Pierce side.
Numerous formations that the Governors throw at the defense to make them think numerous times throughout the game. That's the second or third formation we've seen.
2 wides to the left, 1 to the right. The Governors will use tight ends because they are studs and horses. Here's Lounsbury throwing for the first time, and there's Cooper Terwilliger, the standout sophomore. He'll break 1 tackle across the 50-yard line into Golden Eagle territory, brought down on the far side of the field at the 45, and we get our first look at somebody who has a lot of eyes on him in Cooper Terwilliger, and he's only a sophomore, as Keith Jackson would say.
You know, Cooper is going to do his thing, but Lounsbury looked confident back there. Looked like he owned the field, and that was probably more important to me to see on the first throw. Now we got a Governor offensive lineman hurt. I can't quite see who he is.
It looks like 62 would be Ty Michaels, so the senior is down. Michael came in last year after the Governor suffered an early injury from, I believe it was Matthew Coverdale who went down, and Ty did a good job. But here is Casey Michelson. Will check out, it looks like the right ankle early on. Once again, Aberdeen Central, Swisher Field, like most fields in the AA ranks, is a turf field. Of course, one of the last remaining grass fields in the ranks of the big schools in South Dakota is Hollister Field in Pierce. We've got an injury timeout. We'll see how this one goes. Let's pause for 30 seconds for now. Timeouts in our broadcast brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling. They are helping Ty Michael up, but we're back in 30 seconds. The Governors have it 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagle 45 when we return to Governor football.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
Envirotech, who sponsored the starting lineups in the postgame and the pregame show, is we welcome you back to Swisher Field in Aberdeen right away. The Governors want to get Cooper Terwilliger involved again after he picked up 15 for a first down to the Golden Eagle 45. This one a little swing out to the right side, near side. This actually a loss of 1 back to the 46-yard line.
You know, you got Stolly man-to-man on the right side of the field.
Keep an eye on that matchup. Usually it's going to be the Governors will expect good things. Here's Rounds on a pitch to the left. Trying to get around left end, but he gets wrapped up. He'll get back past the original line of scrimmage inside the 45 to the 44. And now 3rd down and 9 off of the 5th carry of the night for Trevor Rounds. I've got him at 13 yards so far.
Big down here for the Governors.
And they are throwing with the wind. About a 15-mile-an-hour wind out of the north, a north to south field. Lounsbury floats one up, far side, thrown over the top of Cooper Terwilliger, who goes, of course, about 6'5". Single coverage, had some help from the safety coming over on the 8th play of this opening possession of the game. The Governors are faced with a 4th and 9, and it looks like they probably will come out and punt. George Stalley will be the punter. Actually, on my stat sheet, and Coach Steve Steele's listing, he had Stalley. Stalley's running with it. He will kick as he's shy of the line of scrimmage, but then gets a big boot enough into this one, 44 yards and into the end zone. That'll be a touchback And the Golden Eagles will bring it out to the 20-yard line for their opening possession of this 2024 high school football season. No score, 8:17 to play, quarter number 1. Let's pause for 30 seconds. We'll hear from the South Dakota Attorney General's office. In fact, they'll do a heat timeout from the officials, so a Coca-Cola break in the action. Let's take 1 minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Every day you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax return, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information such as bank or credit card account numbers, social security numbers, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think someone has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Grocery shopping takes a little bit of TLC. Dakota Mart in Pierre is thrifty, local, and convenient. Shop Dakota Mart for the freshest produce, highest quality meats, and delicious bakery items. And shopping Dakota Mart is easier because of the spacious aisles. Everything's easy to find, and you have a clean shopping environment. Dakota Mart Good Neighbor Pharmacy offers free delivery and mail-out too. Thrifty, local, convenient. Dakota Mart in Pierre, your hometown neighborhood market.
Welcome back to Pierre Governor Football, and on the first play of the Golden Eagle possession, they throw over the middle a little screen pass, but it's picked off by Coulter Babcock, the linebacker. Babcock, in his excitement at the 22-yard line after he's brought down, is going to be flagged because he spiked the football. And an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, unfortunately, is going to mark the Governors back, but they'll still have it well in to Golden Eagle territory. So a big defensive play for the Governors, as we really didn't get a chance to set things up. But Coulter Babcock, who lines up as one of the middle linebackers, a 215-pound senior tight end. So here we go again. Caleb Lounsbury, play action and a rollout. He'll dump it off to E.J. Bucci. Inside the 40 to the 35, now down to the 34-yard line. As that play will pick up about 3 yards from the Aberdeen 37 after that 15-yard penalty.
He had two guys open on that play, and he picked, I think, the correct one. He also had Terwilliger down about 20 yards further.
So E.J. Bucci, who lined up as a tight end at times and even played some backup quarterback last year, showed some pretty good running ability at the time. Kind of a loaded backfield here. Play action again. Out to Stalley. He gets the ball in his hands for the first time, but Cordell Ricklick is there. 6'2", 180-pound senior. Pretty good wrestler for the Golden Eagles, but a pretty quick defensive back here. Stalley just gets back to the line of scrimmage. They're starting to get Lounsbury at least throwing the football a little bit here, but not much running room yet for Stalley and for Bucci and company on this drive. That's actually a loss of 2 for Stalley. 3rd down and 9. Caleb Lounsbury, and we've got a flag here pre-snap. And offside. I was looking on my stat sheet. Did he clap his hands and
yes.
Then they jumped?
Textbook Governor offside on 3rd down by not calling a play at all, so the offense just stands there while the defense comes across.
So advance at 5, and the first penalty for the Golden Eagles. The Governors have it at the 31-yard line, 3rd down and 4. And Stalley, just a little straight handoff here, and the Golden Eagle defense is impressive here so far, as Caleb keeps it himself this time. Lounsbury with a keeper. No gain. It stays at the 31, and the Governors, no decision really to make here. I'm sure they could kick it if they wanted to, even though that would be about 48 yards. So, and with the wind. But they'll line up with Rounds in the backfield, Lounsbury in the pistol. Watch George Stalley coming in motion. 4th down and 4. Another big opportunity for the Governors here. Lounsbury rolls right, fires, and Stalley comes up with it, but the Golden Eagle bench says he bobbled it, which I believe he did. He had it one-handed with the left hand, but it did bounce, and then he falls down on top of it. Would have been a first down to the 20-yard line. Could have been about an 11-yard pickup, but the Governors on their second possession will turn it over on downs. They received that possession after a Coulter Babcock interception of the Eagles on first down. So the Golden Eagles have only thrown or run one play so far, but they'll try again here from their own 35-yard line. 6:11 to play here in our opening quarter of the season. High snap, and Brenner Waldrop will haul it in. He'll hand off on the inside out of the pistol to Ridley Waldo, who is the featured back, as he'll cross the 30 and get to about the 32-yard line. A pickup of 1.5 yards. We'll give him 2. Second down and 8 for Aberdeen Central. The Governors in road white. Golden Eagles are in royal blue with the gold trim, both top and bottom, and on their hats too. They'll send 2 receivers right, 2 more to the left, the ball on the far hash mark. They're heading south to north into this 15-mile-an-hour breeze. That in motion is Brody Aesop. And we've got another pre-snap penalty here, and somebody flinches for the Eagles, so they'll be backed up 5 yards for the second time here. Back to the 32. PA guy is getting on the mic, and he's got a breeze blowing through his window, and we can hear that in his announcements as well. Brody Aesop along with Carson Borg, the wide receivers. Governor defense, Ty Michael, who was injured, we assume is still on the sideline, would be the nose tackle. Bucci and Mikkonen are the defensive tackles. We'll get you others here after a 2nd and 13 play. Aesop in motion, right to left. Waldrop pump fakes, then fires, has his man. This is Dahlman, the fullback, out of the backfield. He breaks a tackle, spins up across the 40, up the alley, past the 50, into Governor territory where he's brought down at the Pier 46-yard line. Nice pass there. And after, this is Joey Dahlman I mentioned, but after the interception, pretty good play coming back for Brenner Waldrop as they'll pick up about 22 yards, in fact.
Waldrop definitely put that pass on the money.
Straight ahead give this time here. And I believe that'll be Waldo inside the 45 to the 44. E.J. Bucci in on the stop, but I'm impressed, Trent, with that pass after throwing that interception. Waldrop pump faked on that last pass, and I thought he might be a little bit rattled, but he delivered it, and then Dahlman makes a real nice play after catch.
Broken 2 tackles on that play, which sprung him, and he possibly could have won if he was just a little bit faster.
2nd and 8 here, the 44 of the Governors. Waldo takes the inside handoff again. The Governors will converge. Waldo with a few more here to the 41. Some of the Governors seem to be jumping in excitement as if they had recovered a fumble. That's not the case, though. It'll be to the 42, so 2 more. Coulter Babcock, who had the interception earlier, in on the stop here. 3rd down and 6. A trio of 2-yard runs for Ridley Waldo, the featured running back. We're hitting the 3.5-minute mark of the opening quarter of play. Pure Governor Football, your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, KGFX FM Pier, a member of DRG Media Group. Waldrop wants to throw. He's got Aesop on the far side where George Staley will run him out of bounds and spin him down, but not until Aesop is inside the 30-yard line of the Pier Governors.
Yeah, and Aesop gave Staley a little bit of a push. That's just football sometimes at that level out there. But if he continues to do stuff like that, Staley's going to have to be grabbing him a little more too.
So now inside the 30 to the 29, a pickup of 13, and Waldrop after the pick has thrown 2 for 2. Another high snap, inside give. Waldo bounces off of the first contact, and he will spin his way inside the 30 to the 25.
Aberdeen's doing a nice job of keeping you off balance. Don't know whether we're running or throwing, and Waldrop has been on so far except for his first throw.
4 yards this time for Waldo. Max Hunsley was in on the stop. It's hard to see some new people wearing some familiar numbers. This is a number that Chance Sarda wore last year, 35. Now that's Max Hunsley. Far hash mark, 2nd down and 6. Waldo throws again, and this one through the hands of the intended receiver. Carson Stoser covering through the hands of Colby Dowen, the tight end. It was lined up, split a little bit wide here on the left side. So the Governors get a break that time. That one looked like Dowen could have had a lot of room to run inside the 20-yard line. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 6 from the Pierre 25.
Carson gave him about 8-yard cushion. He might have to come up and bump and run with someone like that. I know Carson's fast. He should be able to maybe handle that, but maybe that's not what they want him to do.
Aberdeen Central has gained some momentum here on their second possession of the night, starting at their own 35, turning the Govs over on downs, and Waldo has some running room up the gut, up the seam, inside the 25 to the 20, and down at the 18. That's 7 more. And that'll move the chains into the red zone. So Waldo, who is being stopped for 2 yards a try on his first 3 carries, has picked up 11 on his last 2. 5 carries, 17 yards, and that's one thing that's got the Eagles on the move. 1st down and 10 from the Governor 18. Waldo still in the backfield. Waldrop, keep in mind, the quarterback, just a sophomore, but he throws a pretty good ball, and he seems to be quite comfortable. A quick hitter out to the far side inside the 15-yard line. And this catch is made by Brody Aesop, his 2nd of the night. Or the afternoon, as it happens to be. 3 more on this connection. And 3 out of 5 so far for Brenner Waldrop. 2nd down and 7. Aberdeen fans got to be pretty excited. See if they can draw first blood here against the Pierre Governors. Waldrop, quick fire again, left side, and this pass is caught. This is Dowen, and he will wrestle his way against Carson Stoser to the goal line, reaches across, and this is an Aberdeen Central Golden Eagle touchdown. Colby Dowen, the 185-pound wide receiver. I guess they listed him as a tight end in the starting lineup, but he has run a couple of routes, and this one good for a 15-yard touchdown. Brenner Waldrop to Colby Dowen, and the Eagles will strike first from 15 yards out.
You know, Waldrop looks really good in this first quarter. Besides his first pass, boy, he's been excellent.
BAT is up and good. It's 7-0 with 1 minute and a second to go. Quarter number 1. The Governors will have to play from behind when we return in 30 seconds. 7-0 Golden Eagles. This is Governor football.
You'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln, Capital City Ford in Pierre, South Dakota.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Brenner Waldrop to Joey Dahlman to spring the Eagles into Governor territory, and then the drive culminates in a 15-yard scoring strike from Waldrop to Dowen. I said Dahlman. Actually, it was Colby Dowen who catches the touchdown. The 22-yarder that sprung that drive was to Joey Dahlman out of the backfield, and Dahlman was the kicker who added the +1 with the left foot. So it's a 7-0 start here late first quarter in favor of Aberdeen Central. So this will be interesting, Trent Merkwand, to see now how the Governors respond. And you've got to know, coming into this season, if there's an opportunity for teams to make things happen against the Governors, they certainly are going to do everything they can, not only to try to beat this team, but to beat them soundly. And we got a long way to go, obviously, but I just kind of think that's something in the back of the minds of not just the Golden Eagles, but pretty much everybody in South Dakota if they get the chance.
You know, from watching Pierre over numerous years, whenever the tide is turned, you always see Steve Still's teams take a shot downfield. I wouldn't be surprised on first down if they take a shot.
Short kickoff into the wind. The Governor return team will get it back to the 36-yard lines. Possession number 3. Here comes Lounsbury. On the move, he fakes the pitch and then stands up against one of the linebackers. He'll gain his way to the 30-yard line. Caden Shadow, a linebacker, sticks him for a 4-yard gain.
You know, Aberdeen is really tackling well. I don't think they've missed a tackle yet, which has been a little different. Pierre's missed a couple of tackles, and that's turning into a big difference.
Very good point, actually. And, you know, the quickness of their defense, they've stuffed the run quite well so far on Pierre's possessions that they've had in Eagle territory.
Yeah, the offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage, who knows who's winning them yet, but it's close. But Aberdeen sure seems to be keeping Pierre off balance.
2nd and 6 here. This is a shotgun snap, and the throw out to the near side. Pass is caught. Lounsbury will hook up with Aiden Beam, the 175-pound junior. Listed as kind of a hybrid player. He can line up pretty much anywhere, do a lot of different things. He's tackled just a yard shy of the line to gain, and that'll be the final play of quarter number 1 as the season is underway, but it's Aberdeen Central who strikes first on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Aberdeen 7 and the Governors nothing. Scoreboard from Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 60 seconds. We go to the second from Aberdeen when we return with more Pierre Governor football.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Camera William Wilson in studio. A 15-yard touchdown pass from Brenner Waldrop to Colby Dowan as the Golden Eagles on top early on, 7-0. Just starting the second quarter, the Governors have a 3rd and 1 as we'll begin at the Pierre 46-yard line, and a handoff to Trevor Rounds is bobbled. The ball comes forward, and Rounds, I'm thinking, may have, well, nope, it's not going to be the case. I thought Rounds might have fallen on it.
I think Rounds thought he had it also.
Yeah, for what could have been a first down, but the Eagles come up with it. No, and actually White Hat referee is changing the call here.
Yeah, Trevor definitely thought that he had the ball, and he argued his point as classy as you can do that. And one of the referees definitely saw that, so that's good refereeing.
So, Rounds fortunate to get a yard that the Governors needed for a first down. And you have to think, if he fell on it, obviously he's contacted with control of the football, and he's down by contact, and maybe an Eagle player wrestled it away from there, but the Govs will move the chains on a 3rd down conversion. Now starting 1st and 10. This is Stalley from the backfield for the first time. His first handoff taken, and he'll come around the right side of the offensive line across the 50-yard line to the Aberdeen 49, a pickup of 4 for George Stalley. And Trent, this is one of the exciting things coming into this season, just all of the things Stalley might be capable of. Coach Steele wants to get his speed involved as much as possible. There's a clap of the hands. Aberdeen flinched but does not cross into the neutral zone.
I think George only had 1 touch in the first quarter, and we've got to get him a few more touches. Now he's touched it 2 times already in the second quarter, and we're about a minute in.
Takes a quick pass from Lounsbury. Throwing into the wind is Lounsbury and the Governors now, and Stalley is brought down, and he's slow getting up off the field. The ball, or the play, goes inside the 45 to the 42-yard line, and Stalley is hurt.
I think he got his ankle rolled up on, or he got spun around, and I sure hope it's his ankle, because that's
opposed to something different, right? This is a gain of 8 to the 41 as they spot it. Casey Michelson, who had to come out and tend to senior lineman Ty Michael earlier, is now checking up on George Stalley. A timeout on the field. Timeouts of any kind, though, brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling. With 11:05 to play second quarter, the Govs are in Golden Eagle territory. At the 41, it'll be first down. And Stalley is being helped up here, so this is a good sign. And he's hobbling off, but still going as quickly as he can to the far sideline when the Governors are set up. And they always force the visiting teams here to face into the western sun at Swisher Field. So we don't need a break here. The Governors will come right back. And they'll set up. I do see Tucker Ott, a backup offensive line, lining up 2 spots to the right of the center. Maybe in place of Ty Michael. Here's a pass that's cut in front of. Looking for Terwilliger was Lounsbury. And a Golden Eagle defender just made a heck of a play. I think that was Caden Chateau, the linebacker, for the second time here.
You know, most of Lounsbury's throws, they keep rolling him out. I'm waiting for him just to stay in the pocket and deliver some balls, but that decreases the amount of field that you can throw to when they roll you out.
But it buys you a little more time as well, and I think that's always a good thing too. Near side, there a pocket pass over to the right side and through the hands of Carson Stoser on a deep slant pattern coming from the right side. Carson was well covered by Evan Sickmeller, a 170-pound junior defensive back, and the Governors now are faced at a 3rd and 10. 10 passes thrown by Caleb Lounsbury now. He's completed 6. The longest was the first one, 15 yards to Cooper Terwilliger, only 28 yards of positive offense. Now 3rd and 10. There is Cooper Terwilliger. He catches it at the 20-yard line, turns it up far side into the red zone, 15 to the 10. Finally brought down at, they'll call it the 11. But there's a go-to receiver that maybe people might be wondering who that's going to be. Obviously, it's got to be Cooper Terwilliger.
What an excellent pass. He put that ball right where it had to be. He couldn't throw a dart. He had to put a little air under it, going against the wind. I don't know if he can throw a better ball than he threw right there.
Catch and run, 30 yards total from the 41 to the 11-yard line. 3rd and 10 becomes 1st and 10 in the red zone, and the Governors are knocking on the door trying to answer a Golden Eagle touchdown with a score of their own. Lounsbury keeps one here, spun away from the first defender through. Crowd reacted as if maybe Caleb might have lost the football, and I think he did. It looks like he's got it back, but the reason I think he lost the ball is because they're spotting it back where the play ended rather than where he was first contacted. This will be a loss of 3. And if he's contacted and then pushed back 3 yards, obviously he'd get forward progress, but if he lost the football and the Govs fall on it, well, that's where the spot will end up. 2nd and 13. Quick slant over the middle. Sutton Sonnenschein, the 3rd or 4th tight end, has it inside the 5, and this is going to be close to a first down to the 1-yard line. It was 1st and 10 from the 11. 2 downs ago, and now they'll stop the clock and maybe bring the chains in. This would be a 13-yard catch, and Aberdeen Central is apparently taking a timeout. A Coca-Cola break in the action with 9:51 to play. Second quarter, 7-0. Golden Eagles. The Governors trying to answer. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team, and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Potter County Battlers from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan and is focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Battlers from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
It goes in motion out to the right side. Trevor Rounds takes it, and is there a signal? Everybody stayed on their feet. Yep, that is a touchdown. Didn't see a signal at all, but I thought it was academic. Trevor Rounds is in for the score. From a yard out, that was a handoff. It wasn't Lounsbury, right?
That was Rounds.
So a yard in for Trevor Rounds. The Governors trying to pull even, but a kick is blocked. Stalley with the attempt. Aberdeen Central will force the Governors to settle for 6. 9:48 to play second quarter. It's 7-6 now, Aberdeen on top. Here we'll kick when we return after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Governor Football.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Owyhee Federal Credit Union. Your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
On Monday, September 2nd, all of Grossenberg Implement's 9 locations will be closed in observance of Labor Day. This is so all of their employees can spend time with their families. If you're looking for equipment, look no further than Grossenberg Implement. They have new and used equipment to help you get the job done. Go online at grossenberg.com to see the entire lineup. Remember, Grossenberg Implement's 9 locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming will be closed on Labor Day. On Monday, September 2nd, all of Grossenberg Implement's 9 locations will be closed.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
I didn't see if Templeton actually had the PAT attempt, so he was blocked. He'll kick it to the 15-yard line. Aberdeen Central returning a kick for the first time up across the 20 to the 25 at the numbers, and I believe it was Carter Lust, the return man. He'll be brought down at the 28-yard line. So the Eagles will try to respond.
Wasn't sure who made that tackle there, but it was an outstanding tackle. It might have been George Rapp, but I'm not sure about that.
So from the 28, start them up again. 9:44 to go. Good ball game so far. First game of the season. We've seen some maybe first game of the season mistakes already, but we've seen some pretty good drives and pretty impressive plays made. Now Brenner Waldrop throwing with the wind after he threw very well on the last drive. He has his man. And out on the far side, the receiver is Colby Dowen, who caught the touchdown on the last possession. He slips through a tackle, gets a couple more yards, and then is pushed out of bounds up across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 18 yards, this time from Waldrop to Colby Dowen. And the Eagles will move the chains right away. Aberdeen Central, so far offensively, looks like they've got a pretty good rhythm going, Trent.
Yeah, their quarterback is playing excellent. Their offensive line's playing good. Their receivers are playing as well as can be expected.
Handoff here, Ridley Waldo featured back. And he'll get a couple. The Governor defense up to the task. Actually, maybe he gets pushed back a yard here to the 45. The first time the Governor defense has been able to go in their favor for negative yards. Second down and 11 coming up here. Still plenty of time. 9:09 to go. We're in the first half. Second quarter to be exact. Back-to-back touchdowns for both teams combined. Fake a pitch and a straight-ahead dive for the fullback, Joey Dahlman. Yeah, nowhere to go here as a bunch of white jerseys will plug the middle. Jacob Mickenen, the last one, helped up off the pile. The run stuffer. Far hash mark. E.J. Bucci was there as well. Couple of yards for the fullback. Dahlman's first carry, and now 3rd and 9 for Aberdeen Central. Keep in mind, they've got the wind at their favor, but when the Governors had that in the first quarter, they weren't really able to use it too much to their advantage. But Brenner Waldrop has done a good job throwing the football. 3rd and 9, looks left, comes back to the right, floats one, and that one just wasn't going to get to the intended recipient, Brody Asoff. Asoff dives.
Yeah, it looked like that might have slipped out of Waldrop's hand when he was delivering the football. That ball was not a tight spiral like the rest of his have been.
So an incomplete pass makes it 4th and 9. Punting situation here for the Golden Eagles. Dowan, who's done a nice job receiving the football, is also the punter for Aberdeen Central. 7-6, Aberdeen on top with 8:13 to play. Clock stopping off of that incomplete pass. George Stalley and Carson Stoser back to receive, and taken at the 13-yard line. Stalley has it, but he'll come laterally near side. Carter Lust will bring him down, and again, George Stalley's going to be slow getting up off the turf. He will only have to the 17-yard line, so a 30-yard net advance for the Golden Eagles, but it'll be Governor football after this officials timeout for the Heat. 1 minute to take on the field. A Coca-Cola break in the action, 7-6. Aberdeen Central with 8 minutes to go in the first half. We're back in 1 minute to Governor football.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free.
What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all,
but to put your ideas to work?
What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
64-yard scoring drive, a 1-yard run from Trevor Rounds. Trailing though, 7-6. Fake a handoff here. George Stalley out of the timeout, ready to go again, but boy, Aberdeen Central's defense, Merck, they're not falling for anything, and they're really converging and pursuing quite well. It's one of the more impressive things I've got to say about anybody on the field so far tonight.
You know, I think they're keying on Stalley a little bit. It seems to me like he has no space at times, which means that they're following him with someone. I don't see it, but boy, when he catches the ball or it's handed off to him, they sure got people around him.
2nd and a dozen here, 7.5 minutes to go. Stalley's looking out to the left, throws a deep ball, looking for Carter, shuffle by into the 45, and at the last moment, a fingertip to knock it away from Paxton Ewing.
You know, that was just a great defensive play. That ball was on the money. Can't throw it any better, and he threw it right there. Great route, great defensive play. That's all you can say about the play. I'd like to see them come back to that, because I think they'll get it.
I'm surprised it looked like Shufflebind, though, against at least 3 defenders. He still had the step. He just couldn't get it. So 3rd and 12, over the middle. Go to your guy. It's Cooper Terwilliger at the 30-yard line. He'll turn it upfield for 4 more. Finally brought down by Shadow. First down pickup and a great connection. Might have been thrown a little bit behind his guy, but Lounsbury to Terwilliger is a working combination tonight.
Yeah, I think it was the only window he had to throw it in, so he threw it behind him, hoping that Cooper would adjust, and he did.
4th catch for Twiggy up to the 34. First down. And another throw out to the near side here. Pass is caught. This is Aiden Beam for the 2nd time to bring one in up across the 42. Well, 42 and a half. That's a gain.
Is that Dilgis or Bean?
I saw 13. Oh, that's Lincoln Dilgis. Thank you. Across the 35. Actually spot it at the 37. That's a gain of 3 for Lincoln Dilgis. Pass again and through the hands of the linebacker, Jacob Weisar here. That ball popped right up, and he just didn't know where it was. That falls right in front of him. That could have been an easy interception, but a big break for the Governors. It'll go as an incomplete pass.
He definitely threw that ball hard, and that's why they didn't catch it.
Steve Steele loves the throwing ability of the junior, Caleb Lounsbury. He stays in an empty backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 flank to the left is Shufflebein near side. They'll go floater, far side, looking for Stoser, and he's got it at the Aberdeen 40-yard line. No, this is Dilgis again. Lincoln Dilgis makes a big play. Single coverage out there.
You got to applaud that by Lincoln Dilgis. What an adjustment to the ball, and way to throw it up in the air and let him go get it. Excellent play by the Governors on the right side of the field, maybe even looking into the sun a little bit.
To the Aberdeen Central 33. This is another 30-yard completion. One to Terwilliger that helped set up a score on the last possession, and now a 30-yarder that sets the Governors into Aberdeen territory. 1st and 10 at the 33. Trevor Rounds back in the backfield as he'll come straight ahead. Not much room to run here up the far hash mark. He is back inside the 35, close to the 30. And they will give him 3 yards.
You know, going back to that last big play, the offensive line is definitely doing their job. There was no one within 3 to 4 yards of Lounsbury when he delivered that ball. And that is a huge, huge difference when you don't have any pressure.
Can't say enough about the arm strength of Lounsbury, throwing into a pretty stiff breeze. He claps, a couple of flinchers, but nobody into the neutral zone. 2nd down and a long 6 from the far hash mark here for the Govs. Clock is at 5:15 and counting down. An option pitch right side. Rounds. He's going to have a first down inside the 25 down to the 23. And they'll move the chains from there. 7 more for Trevor Rounds. Aberdeen had some momentum a little while ago, but right now it certainly seems as the Govs scored on their last possession, they got a defensive stop, and they're on the move again. At the Eagle 23, first down, quick snapping, floating, timing pattern, Stalley looking, but Lounsbury this time, I think the wind helped to knock this one down, but a nice play made by Carson Borg, the defensive back, as he breaks it up at the goal line.
He definitely threw that ball right where he should have. The wind grabbed that and held it up. Otherwise, that's 6. He had him open, and the wind just grabbed a hold of it and brought it back, and the defender was able to get one hand on it.
That's not Trent Merkwan being nice about an incomplete pass. That's a guy who's in the Pierre Governor Hall of Fame for being a standout quarterback for this team, even though that was a while ago, a different time, certainly. Anyway, back at it, 2nd down and 10. And a straight ahead give to Rounds, who will bounce, but only for a yard. 3rd down and 9. It'll be at the 22-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go, 4:40 in a 7-6 ball game. Aberdeen leading. Governor scored a touchdown, but had their PAT blocked. And now, as Lounsbury claps his hands to simulate the snap count, it will be instead an offside flinch here this time for the Golden Eagles. So 3rd and 9 becomes 3rd and 4 And Trent Merkwan doesn't that just have a much better sound to it, 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and 9.
You know, you can run the ball or throw the ball at 3rd and 4. You know, 3rd and 9 is definitely a pass. Now they don't know what's coming for sure.
Lounsbury empty backfield. He claps again.
Got him twice.
No flags thrown this time.
Steve still totally disagrees with them not throwing the flag on that.
Well, they'll call the play instead. Lounsbury will shout it out. Now coach wants a timeout himself. 4:10 to play. Second quarter, 7-6. The Govs on the move, but they've got a big 3rd down opportunity coming up from 4 yards away. Let's pause for 60 seconds. A Coca-Cola timeout, 7-6. Aberdeen on their home field. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Which is the case here, and he is stuffed for no gain on 3rd and 4. It'll be 4th down and 4 from the Golden Eagles 17-yard line. The Governors will go for it. 3:40 left to play in the second quarter. They try a snap count. Golden Eagles stay home. Quick snap, fire, far side, fade.
Touchdown.
Ball is caught. Touchdown. Cooper Terwilliger. Put it up and get it into the hands of the tallest guy that you got in the receiving corps, Terwilliger, from 17 yards out. A perfectly thrown pass over the defender. Terwilliger catches his 5th ball of the game and his 1st for 6. What a pass by Caleb Lounsbury. And we'll talk about him, I think, for the rest of the night here, Trent Merkwan, but you're impressed. We're impressed. Here's Carter Templeton for the PAT. This one a higher effort. It's across and through. The Governors take their first lead of the night, 13-7 with 3:28 to play in the second period. We're back in 30 seconds for a Pierre kick. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Breakfast and lunch are back at Ramco.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Carter Lust, he overran it by about 3 yards, but was able to just in time get back on it, and the Golden Eagles will save a possession here. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. Trent Merkwan, what can you say about Caleb Lounsbury and the throws he's making tonight?
You know, it's been excellent, and it's been fun to watch him because you never know what you're going to get from your first start. It can be scary. You can have nerves. He probably didn't sleep last night, so he's been playing outstanding.
Brenner Waldrop has been throwing the football well here. He'll pitch out to Carter Lust, the return man. This kid's got some speed. He's around the left edge and up the far sideline. Big gain on first down. Carter Lust, a 145-pound sophomore, but essentially a jet sweep on a pitch out. And Carter Lust gets Aberdeen in business up across the 30 to the 35. They'll spot him at the 38 and a gain of 15. The Governors just did force him out of bounds. Otherwise, he might have gone for 10 or 15 more.
Yeah, he was about 2 steps from taking that all the way.
So Aberdeen, a good play here to get moving again. They've got plenty of time, and of course, out of bounds this play goes, so the clock stops. However, the Eagles still feel it, the need to take a timeout here. 13-7 Pierre, 3:16 to play. Second quarter, this will be the second charge timeout for Aberdeen Central. It's sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling and Pierre. We're back in 1 minute with more Pierre Governor football.
Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Finalized. Hope to see you soon at Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Back in Aberdeen, a timeout that went fairly quickly. Eagles back out, and they wanted to go for the downs on 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. But a pass well over the head from Brenner Waldrop to, I believe it was Colby Dowen. And Dowen broke off the route a little bit, so a little miscommunication there. And it's 2nd down and 10. Really good game, Coach. I always call my other guys coach. In this case, you've coached a lot of these kids at a younger age. But as we go for 2nd and 10, and a pass that just gets to Joey Dahlman at the 40-yard line. He'll turn it upfield and be brought down at the 45. But the Governors just about cut this one, and Kellen Hansen had a chance to give it another half a second to go on a pick 6. Instead, it's a pickup of 7 to Dowen.
You know, George had that red. George Rapp had that red. If he would have went with his first instincts, he might have got that and might have taken that for 6 for the Governors.
Rapp instead of Hansen as it is. Dahlman's second catch, and to the left side it'll go this time. 22, that's right, instead of 2 on that last play. And this is a 1st down pickup. Didn't actually see the play here, but that was Brody Asoff who get a 1st down grab up to the 48-yard line. It only gets him 3, but that's enough for a Golden Eagle movement of the chains. Asoff catches his 3rd ball of the night. Brenner Waldrop, he's thrown it a very good completion percentage so far tonight. He did have the interception to start his night, but he has a touchdown pass as well. Now a sideline delivery looking for Dowen on the near side. Waldrop hit by E.J. Bucci as he threw. He changed his arm angle and threw a tight spiral to Dowen, but there's Kellen Hansen with some help as well from Hudson Schaefer to break that play up. Now 2nd down and 10. Little bit of a hurry-up situation here now for the Eagles, but they still have plenty of time. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. 2nd and 10 at their own 48-yard line. We're in the second quarter, 13-7 Govs. Here with back-to-back touchdowns after spotting the Eagles. The first score of the night. Or of the still of the late afternoon here as we approach the 6 o'clock hour. Pass out to the near side once again. A somewhat short gainer, but Asoff has it. Sure-handed receiver. There is George Rapp once again in coverage. Pickup of 4 from 148 to the other. Now to the Governors' side of the field. Come the Eagles. You see what the Governors, I think the Governors have opened up their passing game just a little bit. They've gained some confidence in Caleb Lounsbury. He's gaining confidence in himself. They still seem to be a little conservative at times here, throwing the football on the Eagles side of things. 3rd and about 5. Spotted at the 47. This pass is deflected, and it's picked off by the Governor defense. Mickinen might have been in there to deflect it. Is it Babcock who came up with another one? Yeah, Coulter Babcock with his 2nd interception of the night, and this was made by the defensive line. Getting in to thwart the pass attempt, a pickoff and a defensive stop for the Governors, and they've got it 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. And now the Governors, who run the 2-minute drill, probably better than anybody in recent memory, going for the downs again, and E.J. Bucci wide open. 25 to the 20, to the 15, caught up and brought down into the red zone, and there you go. Pierre Governor football.
You're starting to see Steve Still get some confidence in Lounsbury. He's starting to throw the ball downfield like Steve Still teams do. He usually goes right after you, right after a big play. And our big play was the interception, and now he took a shot downfield. We were one step away from 6 points.
All the way to the Golden Eagle 14-yard line, it looks like, is where they'll spot it. And that is a gain of 39 yards. So the 3rd pass completion to 3 different receivers for the Governors of more than 30 yards. Bucci catches his 2nd first down play on the ground here. George Stalley met up by Jacob Weisar. He'll be forced to the turf inside the 10. Positive gain for the Govs. Down to the 9. That's a pickup of 5. 2nd down and 5. Once again in the red zone. The Govs are looking to score for the 3rd straight possession. Stalley will come back to the backfield. He'll get another straight-up handoff. Bounces right, comes back to the left, up the far hash mark. The Eagles will wrap him up. Looks like Jack Birch, number 9. Junior linebacker, D-lineman. Stalley for 1, it looks like, maybe 2.
You know, George is, I don't know if it's his ankle or his knee, but he's definitely limping every time he gets up. He definitely got tweaked a little bit back in that first quarter.
They're at the 6 now. It's 3rd and a long 3 for the Govs. This is Rounds again. He's met quickly just inside the 5. He'll get to the 4. And as Lounsbury comes to chat with his coach, it looks like the Govs will take a timeout with 10 seconds remaining. Let's pause for 30 seconds. It's 4th down and 2 from the 4-yard line when we return after this Coca-Cola breaking the action 13-7. Governors on River 92.7.
Machinery is actively hiring service technicians to our Case IH team in Highmore, Miller, and Pierre. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make upwards of 6 figures. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single health care, and a generous tool allowance. For more information, log into titanmachinery.com/careers or contact Titan Machinery, your Case IH dealer, at 701-356-0130.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Do you have a pest?
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
4th down and 2. Stalley will go right.
Problem? Got bats and...
Snap. Give it to Rounds. No, it's Lounsbury keeping it and trying to follow Trevor Rounds. The scrum will head out to the far side. The whistle is blown. And it is a first down pickup. So the Governors get to the 2-yard line, apparently.
I think that was Trevor Rounds running it, I think.
It looked to me like maybe Lounsbury kept it and was trying to follow Trevor Rounds.
That sure could be.
Here's an interesting thing. All of that and only 3 seconds run off the clock. So The Governors get the 2 yards they need. It's first down. Now we've got another timeout on the field. And this may be the final timeout for the Govs. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 2. We'll keep it here, but it is a Coca-Cola Bottling timeout. Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. 13-7 Governors. And Trent, the one thing I'm most impressed with is the Govs' ability to sustain drives. I mean, much as you love the quick-fire touchdown drives that you've seen so many times over the last several years, here in this case, 2 touchdowns on the board so far, both on 12-play scoring drives, and now, the Govs are getting yards in big chunks at times, but mostly they're getting the small chunks. They're getting it done on the ground. They're throwing the football when they have to. Right now, they may have to if they don't have any timeouts and only 7 seconds to go to try to get something more done here in the first half.
Yeah, you might see Terwilliger on this play. They got him spread out wide to the right. Looks like a good option.
Snap, float, fade, Terwilliger to the corner. No, this one is knocked away. It is ruled incomplete, and a good job this time in coverage by Carson Borg.
Yeah, excellent coverage on Terwilliger that time. I think he thought maybe he had it for a second, but boy, I think he pulled his arm out away from it and wasn't able to come down with it. Good pass, good route, good defense, good football.
How about a throw from Lounsbury? He's
Excellent.
throwing it right to the corner, and he dropped it right in there, too. But
you can't throw it any better than he threw it.
You tip your hat to the defense this time. Now 2 seconds left, and the Govs are going to try to punch it in one more time. Stalley is in motion, back, setting up in the backfield. Option pitch. Stalley, a race to the pylon. He's got it. Touchdown. Just a 2-step run by Lounsbury, but the pitch back to George Stalley, and he will win the race from 2 yards out on the final play of the second quarter. The Governors put up 19 with one more pending in the second quarter after spotting Aberdeen Central. A 7-0 lead.
Some very good blocks on the right side of the Pierre Governor offense. Getting to spring him into the end zone.
Carter Templeton for the PAT. It's true and through. He's 2 for 3, and we are at halftime as the Pierre Governors flexing their muscles, maybe just out of tradition and a little bit of experience in this case, but on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it is a 20-7 lead here at Swisher Field. The Governors leading the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. We are at halftime. Scoreboard once again brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre, but we welcome you when we come back to your Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime break. After a 3-minute timeout, we'll recap, and we'll talk about a number of things in the halftime. Coming back at 3 minutes, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football, your official voice to the Governors, River 92.7, DRGnews.com.
It's termites. Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Everroot motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pite's Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pite Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierce, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Give it off to Cisse, gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
You asked for it. Nonstop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book nonstop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets with fares starting at just $119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The word cooperative means working together for a common purpose. At Actegra Cooperative, we are dedicated to supporting the success of our farmers and the health of our communities for generations to come. Rooted in our communities, Actegra strives to instill dedication, determination, and integrity in everything we do, and that includes inspiring the next generation of agricultural leaders.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a recarpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Potter County Battlers from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan and is focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Battlers from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
On Monday, September 2nd, all of Grossenberg Implement's 9 locations will be closed in observance of Labor Day. This is so all of their employees can spend time with their families. If you're looking for equipment, look no further than Grossenberg Implement. They have new and used equipment to help you get the job done. Go online at grossenberg.com to see the entire lineup. Remember, Grossenberg Implement's 9 locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming will be closed on Labor Day. On Monday, September 2nd, all of Grossenberg Implement's 9 locations will be closed.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Staff is dedicated to assisting you in finding exactly what you need. Convenience is also a top priority. They're located at 500 Sioux Avenue, Zander Auto Parts. They support area youth in their activities. When you need auto parts or supplies, shop Zander Auto Parts, your auto value parts store.
Back at Swisher Field as Aberdeen providing the hospitality so far here tonight. A 20-7 Pierre Governor lead on a night that had an 87-degree temperature at kickoff. And it hasn't changed much. It's 83 right now as we get set to kick off the second half here. Comtech opening kick of the second half. Pierre actually took the opening kick, if I remember right. And they're going to receive the opening kick of the second half as well. So a deferment turned early on into a good situation here for the Govs. The Comtech opening kick taken by Carson Stoser all the way back to his 1-yard line on the left-handed boot by Joey Dahlman. And Stoser will return up the middle of the field across the 20 to the 22-yard line. I could never figure out how you get both opening kickoffs here.
Yeah, someone had to make a mistake on wording and how they worded what they wanted to do on the opening flip.
So the Governors have it with a 20-7 lead. They can turn this into a daily double. They started with a touchdown. They had ended the first half with a touchdown. Now they get the first possession of the second half, but a pre-snap penalty is going to mark the Governors back 5 yards. Just their second penalty of the night. At times last year.
And maybe Aberdeen just picked to go with the wind and have the wind at their back to start the second half too. Who knows what exactly happened there, but I think I would have wanted the ball.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that later, I suppose, but here come the Govs. It's now 1st and 15 after a false start penalty. A rollout for Lounsbury throwing into the wind. He's looking for Stalley, but he's double covered. And a good example of what Aberdeen Central is doing against one of the speedsters in that Governor receiving corps. This ball falls at about the 50-yard line, but there's a tight spiral, Trent Merkwan, from Caleb Lounsbury into what is still very much a 15-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah, you aren't going to have to worry about arm strength, that's for sure. He's got it.
Steve Steele tells me that of all the quarterbacks he's coached, and we're talking Lincoln Keenholz, Cade Kaiser, Peyton Zabel, throwing ability, he likes he likes his Lounsbury's ability better than even Peyton Zabel, other than Keenholz, obviously, who is the bee's knees in every aspect of the quarterback position. Pass over the middle here was caught. I actually didn't see who caught that ball, but we've got an injured Golden Eagle defender on the field, so an injury timeout here. Let's pause for a quick 30 seconds. We're just underway, but the Governors have it 3rd and 12 here to start the second half from their own 20-yard line. We're back in 30. This is Governor football.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Power. The 3-yard pickup on a pass to Cooper Terwilliger sets up 3rd and 12 as Lounsbury goes to Twiggy again, and he has it out across the 45-yard line to the 47. Covering is Evan Sigmeller, but Terwilliger wins the battle. The Aberdeen bench was asking for a push-off call. They don't get it. Terwilliger goes forward to the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 29 through the wind, through the air. Lounsbury to Terwilliger, who have now hooked up 7 times tonight. And a reset of the game clock, 11:15. That's actually going to take another 6 seconds off. This is the opening possession of the second half. If you've missed anything earlier, a 5 o'clock start time. Aberdeen scored first, but the Governors had 3 unanswered touchdowns in the second quarter, including the last play of the first half. And they lead 20-7. Trevor Rounds on the first down carry here goes nowhere. He's tripped up. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line right near midfield.
That defensive line for Aberdeen is doing a nice job containing Rounds. There's holes, but they're small and they don't open for very long.
2nd down and 10. Near hash mark, right to left, south to north. The breeze tonight is out of the north here at Swisher Field. Govs in road white with the green helmets. Over the middle this time, past tipped, I believe, and then Terwilliger unable to haul it in. A nice play underneath by Tate Huff, a 160-pound linebacker. Aberdeen, they've got a number of guys out here that I know a little bit more as wrestlers, and Huff is a good one among them. Now 3rd down and 10. A rushing attempt for nothing, and now an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10 with 10:23 to go. Lounsbury, with time, throws behind his intended receiver, Carter Shufflebine. And this time, lucky this ball is not picked off. Carson Borg was there. Shufflebine ran right past the ball in the air, and I don't know if he turned his head a little bit late or something of that magnitude, but Governors fortunate they didn't turn it over here. They'll have a chance to punt it away. 25 pass attempts now for over 200 yards so far for Carter Lounsbury. Carter Templeton, the punter. Short punt, but he gets a good bounce, and once again punting into that north breeze of 15 miles an hour. This ball will bounce all the way to the 15-yard line, and it'll be downed at that spot. Kia Ducheneau was there. It looks like Trevor Rounds was in there as well. We've mentioned we're just getting the key. We love it when people listen and they can correct us. It happens a lot, more than you think. 22 for the Governors. We understand Lincoln Schoenhard wearing number 22, not 16 as he's listed. Meanwhile, here come the Golden Eagles from their own 15-yard line. Brenner Waldrop, sophomore quarterback. First pass attempt comes up short. Looking for Brody Aesop. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. We'll see what kind of second half adjustments the Golden Eagles have made or will be able to make coming out here. Right now, I think Aberdeen Central's got to have some confidence in their ability to make plays. The Governors, I think, just made some defensive adjustments on the fly in that first half that made things difficult. Now Aberdeen might just have to dig into their playbook a little earlier in the season than they want to. Here's a floater, and this one is a wounded duck looking for Aesop again. And that's out of bounds, and Brenner Waldrop isn't throwing the ball as well on his first 2 attempts here in the second half as he did in the first half.
Yeah, he's definitely, it looks to me like the ball is slipping out of his hand a little bit. Even on that second interception that he threw, I thought maybe the ball, he definitely got hit on that second interception that he threw, but it looks to me like he's having a little trouble gripping the ball.
And it is, like we say, it's still in the 80s. Sweat could be a factor, certainly. 83 degrees when we kicked off the second half. 3 receivers right, near side. He wants to go over the middle, floating it, single covered, looking for Carson Borg. Shufflebine is there defensively for the Governors, and the pass overthrown by a few yards. And a 3 and out on 3 pass plays that come up empty for the Golden Eagles. And they'll be forced to punt.
That was excellent coverage by Carter Shufflebine. he even had a chance to possibly intercept that. He showed a burst of speed when normally you see the receiver show a burst of speed, but he was definitely there. You know, that might have been Stosher too.
It was I believe it was 7, Shufflebind.
Was it? Okay.
At any rate, 3rd and 10, bobbled snap, and Aberdeen is forced to run. Dowen across the 15 to the 20. He's got a first down pickup. Whether this was a fake or not, I don't think it was intended to be. Out across the 35-yard line to the 37, though, goes Colby Dowen. He picks up 22 yards, and that started with a bit of a high snap and a bobble. Dowen hauled it in, and he just made an aggressive move, and on instinct alone, I believe, Colby Dowen makes a big play and saves the possession for the Golden Eagles.
You know, Aberdeen needed a break, and they got one.
They sure did. 22 this time, longest play on the ground, even though it was supposed to be a punt for the Eagles. Here's Ridley Waldo.
You know, our defensive line of scrimmage is definitely winning that battle. There's just no running room. There was no hole there.
Waldo kept his feet churning for a couple of yards here. He'll get to the 39. 7th carry of the night. Meanwhile, as we talked about, Caleb Lounsbury throwing the ball 25 times so far for the Governors. 17 pass attempts for the sophomore Brenner Waldrop so far. 2nd and 8. First possession for the Eagles here in the second half after they forced a punt from the Govs to start the third quarter. Waldrop looks over the middle, then looks back to the left, and a pass here that went through the hands of one receiver and almost caught by Dowen, the second receiver. But looked like Joey Dahlman was there, Brody Asoff was out there. I think that's just too many receivers in the same spot, and it rarely is a good thing for an offense. Hudson Schaefer, among others, defending on that play for Pierre. 3rd down and 8. Nice night for football, sunshine, warm temperatures. We haven't seen any cramps yet. We've seen some other injuries that have nagged. There's a pitch back for Carter Lust. He's running short side and the near side of the field, and E.J. Bucci and others are there to minimize the effort here. Porter Hunsley also in on the stop here. Lust gets pushed back for a loss.
If you've watched over the years the Pierre Governor defense make adjustments at halftime, there is no better team that makes adjustments, and you can see it coming out here. There's no room for Aberdeen to run the ball. There's no room for them to throw the ball.
Carter Lust, who had a 15-yard scamper around the left end in the late first half, loses 6 this time, and now Dowen, the punter, does kick it away this time, and he gets a great bounce on the near side. It'll go out of bounds inside the 20 at the 18, but that ball bounced at about the Pierre 40-yard line. It looked like it was headed straight for the sideline, but then they get an extra 20-plus yards on the roll, and the Governors will have it 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line, and quick math tells me that is about a 49-yard punt at the when it all comes down to it. 7:48 to play, third quarter. Governors lead 20-7. Opening night for Pierre. Last night, of course, most of 11 AA got to play. There are a couple 11 AAA games going on. Here's a good run to start. 1st and 10 for Trevor Rounds. Started up the middle, went around the right guards. And he's across the 25-yard line, stopped at the 27. That's a pickup of 9 on 1st down. Brandon Schwann, who was dinged up earlier. Actually, they'll spot Rounds at the 27. But it looks more like 2nd and 2 instead. Play that started from the 19 instead of the 18. 2nd down and a couple. Rounds contacted at the line of scrimmage. He'll bounce his way out right side and move the chains as he'll pick up the 2+ yards he needed. Governors have scored a couple of touchdowns on the ground, but they really haven't, I would say, established the offense. I mean, they're running to set up the pass. They're doing that just fine, but they haven't really done a lot of chain moving with the ground game so far, if I'm being nitpicky.
You know, they got a nice balance of run and throw. They're about 50-50 is what I would say. And you want that. That keeps that defense honest.
Well, 21 rushing plays and 25 pass plays. Here's the 26th. Down the side as Terwilliger is overthrown this time. Carson Borg had the best opportunity to pull this one in defense. Lounsbury almost makes it look like there really isn't that much of a breeze out there. And 15 miles an hour in South Dakota doesn't feel like much, but if you're throwing or kicking into the wind, it is a significant wind.
Yeah, you don't know how tight a spiral you got to throw to make that look that easy.
Sutton Sonnenschein in there at a tight end. He'll flank out wide to the right, though. This is Rounds. Staying up the middle or up the far hash mark, he'll gain the 30 and plus a couple of more.
Trevor's definitely running hard right now. That offensive line is starting to take over that game. That's 3 out of the last 4 plays are running plays of positive, good yardage gaining. That offensive line is starting to push the defensive line of Aberdeen Central back, and it's moving it back. And I see a high dose coming to that. And as I say that, one of our offensive linemen is hurt.
Yeah, this is Zayden Rounds, the center. He's got what is being worked on as a cramp. So we talked about this a little bit ago, and obviously everybody needs a little more water in heat games like this. They're being given heat timeouts in each quarter. Right now we're at 6:12 to play in an injury stoppage of play. Timeouts for any cause. Sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre as Jacob Mickinen helping Zayden Rounds to work that one out. Jacob's Zayden back up on his feet, and he'll head back to the huddle, but he'll have to take at least one play off. Eagles get some time to talk about some things defensively. Now we're coming back at it, 3rd and 7. Halfway through the third period, almost. Still, the halftime score remains. It's 20-7 Governors. Opening night. And another title defense for Pierre. Caleb Lounsbury going to be swarmed and brought down back at the 25-yard line. The first time the Golden Eagles have gotten to him. And Brandon Schwann coming up with the quarterback sack, and this will force the Governors into a punting situation, a loss of 7 on the play. First sack of either quarterback here tonight in 40-plus pass attempts. Short snap. Templeton makes a good receive. He kicks it away, but he can't get much on it. And it's taken on a hop by Colby Dowen. What a heads-up play here. Dowen was back near the line of scrimmage, and he ranged back to where this punt dropped at about the 33-yard line. It took an Aberdeen bounce of another 3 or 4 yards. Dowen picks it up at the Pier 29 and advances it to the 22. That is actually a net loss of 3 yards on the punt attempt by the Governors here. And it all started with a slightly short snap. Good attempt by Carter Templeton just to get it away, but here the Golden Eagles in a great situation at the Governor 22-yard line. On the ground, it's Ridley Waldo. First down carry inside the 20 to the 19. And now it's time for the Governor defense to step up again.
Yeah, we've had a switch in momentum a little bit here. We need that Governor defense to stop this drive.
3 for Waldo. It'll be second down and a long 7 as we hit the 5-minute mark of quarter number 3. 7-0 after 1 for Aberdeen Central. 20-7 though in the Governors' favor at halftime. They'll go with Waldo on the inside. Give again. The Governors with great pursuit. And Waldo will only get back to the line of scrimmage, running to the near side outside. Kellen Hansen with a good help in stop. Not sure who else got in there, but see Lincoln Schoenhard wearing number 22 out there again. Might have been him. But it is 3rd and 7 still at the 19-yard line. Waldrop surveying. Oh, but a quick start by the receiver out on the far side. Pre-snap penalty. And 3rd and 7 will become 3rd and 12. The 4th penalty to be marked off against the Golden Eagles today, as they'll be marked back to the 24-yard line. One of those things that it's the first game of the season. You're going to have maybe some some cadence issues, but the timing of some of these penalties can be real detrimental.
Coach Breeze, one of his keys was mental errors and mistakes and turnovers in his keys to success, and they've struggled a few times in some of those.
Only the 4th penalty, but this one makes it 3rd and 12. Now Waldrop with the wind, floating one, far side looking for the corner. Dowen, single covered, and the Governors win the battle. Carson Stoser in coverage will knock it away. A little surprised maybe here, and this is just me saying what if. I think from a Golden Eagle standpoint, Waldrop has thrown a lot of floating passes. If he's throwing line drives, it's straight to the edges, but we haven't really seen them use the middle of the field much. Maybe the Governors are taking that away from him.
That's possible, but I agree with you there. I kind of think that the middle of the field is open at times, but those Governor linebackers are good too, so.
We'll see what they do. It'll be 4th and 12. They'll go for it instead of trying a 40-plus yard field goal, and Justin Breeze will take a timeout to think about it just a little more. Timeout on the field brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling and our Governor broadcast here on River 92.7. 3:43 to go. 3rd quarter, still 20-7 Governors. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on River 92.7, DRGnews.com, and the DRG News app.
Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Over at the middle, or I should say to the far right, the right corner. He's throwing for Asoff, and he overthrows out of the end zone. And the wind might have aided that one in going a little bit too far, but again, the Governor defense is there. They'll stand their ground yet again. The Golden Eagles scored on their 2nd offensive possession of the night, but have come up empty ever since. And now, Waldrop has misfired on his last 7 pass attempts on the night. The first of those 7 happened to be an interception back in the 2nd quarter. But 0 for 6 so far here in the 2nd half. The Governors have it at their own 22-yard line with 3:34 to go. We're in the 3rd quarter. Here we'll now try to add to a 20-7 lead as Caleb Lounsbury running a good show tonight. He'll hand off to Rounds. Trevor Rounds will be wrapped up once again by, I was going to say 50, Brandon Schwann, but in this case it is number 60, Jackson Henley, big 255-pound D lineman. Rounds will gain, however, the 25 to the 26, a pickup of 4.
And Trevor did a nice job there holding on to the ball. Boy, they were definitely trying to strip it from him.
15 carries for Rounds. Yards have been hard to come by, about 44 yards total. He'll look for more, but this one will be flushed out as well. Jacob Weisart, first pursuit and contact. Rounds does a good job just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now 3rd down and 4, or 6 rather. Nope, 3rd down and 3rd down and 8. Gave Rounds a couple too many on that previous run. 3rd and 8 it is as Stolle goes in motion. Shufflebein flank left, Stolle in the slot to the right. They'll roll that way, but there's Terwilliger on the underneath route. Lounsbury will play it safe. He'll hook up with Terwilliger, but only a short gain to the 29. They'll pick up 3, and the Governors will feel comfortable to punt it away yet again.
Both defenses are playing pretty well in this second half so far. Not a lot of running room, not a lot of open people, not a lot of big holes to run through.
4th and 5. From the far hash mark, Carter Templeton gets a better snap this time. Still got to kick it in or step into it. This one will stay short, but it'll be away from the Aberdeen return man, Brody Asoff, who tries to run it down on the near side. This one just into Golden Eagle territory. Eagles will have it 1st and 10 at about the 48-yard line. And that's only about a 23-yard punt as well. Governors had a heavy-footed Jet Zabel punting the football last year. Templeton is a youngster. In fact, this one puts the Eagles at the 50-yard line. And they'll try again their 3rd possession of the second half. Still trailing the Governors 20-7. Here comes Waldrop and company. Another short field to play on. But a pass overthrown, looking for Joey Dahlman out of the backfield. Governors with more good coverage. And for the Governors, Hudson Schaefer out there yet again. He's wearing 17. There was a guy played that wore number 17, was pretty good on the offensive side just a couple of years ago. His name was Jack Merkwan. I don't know if you remember that, Trent Merkwan, but a lot of vivid memories of good times.
Special teams, special times, special memories.
2nd and 10 from midfield. Dahlman this time stays on more of a middle route. I said Dahlman, I meant Waldrop, but he hooks up with Dahlman. Gain of 8 this time into Governor territory, spotted at the 42.
You know, they finally used the middle of the field a little bit too.
Yep. Dahlman's 3rd catch of the night, and that breaks an 0 for 7 streak through the air for the Aberdeen passing game. Actually, I guess I forgot one if I'm being nitpicky again. On the play before, 3rd and a couple. 1 minute to go, 3rd quarter. They'll keep it on the ground. Ridley Waldo is stood up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 white jerseys. Coulter Babcock. Big defensive game. Schoenhardt is in there too. And this will be a loss of a yard back to the 43-yard line. And I think the Eagles are in a spot, certainly field position-wise, where they can still go for it. But they need a good play coming up here on 4th down. 10 carries for Waldo to the tune of only about 20 yards. Passing time on 4th and 3. Got time, but now hit as he throws, and we'll have a penalty of roughing the passer. Jacob Mikkinen gets to the quarterback. It affects the throw, which ends up being a floater. It falls incomplete at the 30-yard line, but a flag is thrown. No, it's a hold against Aberdeen Central. And that makes more sense. I really didn't think. I thought Mikkinen was just doing what he needs to do and trying to get to the quarterback. The pass is incomplete. The penalty will be declined. And the Governors will take over on downs at their own 43. So once again, the defense, you know, for years, Trent Merkwan, we talked about the Governor offense, but it's the defense that always, you know, a lot of times they've given up big plays, but the defense has always been able to step up and make plays when they need to be made.
Yeah, it's been an excellent defensive showing. You only give up 7 points through 3 quarters. That's pretty impressive.
15 seconds left as the Governors start up again, and they'll finish off the 3rd quarter with a quick hitter from Caleb Lounsbury to Carter Shufflebine across the 45 to the 47-yard line, a pickup of 4, and our 3rd quarter is now complete.
You know, you can see that speed from Carter Shufflebine. I see him becoming a big part of that Governor offense as we move forward in this year. Boy, there's a lot of respect that corner's given him. I think he's run by that corner a few times, and that corner understands that if he doesn't give him some yardage, they're going to go over top.
3rd quarter done on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. The Pierre Governors lead on the opening night, 20-7 here in Aberdeen over the Golden Eagles. Scoreboard from Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Let's pause for 30 seconds and we go to the 4th as you're listening to Pierre Governor Football, your official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Titan Machinery is actively hiring service technicians to our Case IH team in Highmore, Miller, and Pierre. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make upwards of 6 figures. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single health care, and a generous tool allowance. For more information, log into titanmachinery.com/careers or contact Titan Machinery, your Case IH dealer, at 701-356-0130.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Who catches his 9th pass of the afternoon and evening. This one gets the Governors just across midfield to the Aberdeen 48, a pickup of 5. Terwilliger has a 17-yard touchdown catch, now 3rd and 1. William Wilson in studio. Ran our Governor volleyball broadcast this afternoon as well. And the Pierre Governors picking up a 3-1 victory over Rapid City Central at Riggs High Gym this afternoon. Carrie Wheelhouse with her first victory as a new head coach of the Governor volleyball program. Good second effort here on 3rd and 1. Trevor Rounds will bounce off of a tackler, and he'll advance for a few more inside the 45 to the 43. 5 yards for Rounds and a first down for the Govs. 20-7, 3 unanswered touchdowns in the second quarter, putting the Govs in front. That third quarter was all defense for both Pierre and Aberdeen, as neither team was able to punch it in. The Govs will get a fresh set of downs, a minute gone here in the fourth. Caleb Lounsbury has thrown for over 200 yards, but here we'll try to run some clock here, and an option pitch left side. There is a flag on the field at the 38, but Rounds has advanced all the way to the 35. In Aberdeen territory, we'll check the marker here, and this will be a block in the back according to the far side official. And this one will go against the Govs from the spot of the foul. Line of scrimmage was the 43. The infraction occurs at the 38, so a 5-yard gain as it turns out for Trevor Rounds, but a 10-yard penalty will mark it back for the Govs from the spot of the penalty. And the Govs essentially lose 5 on the play. It's 1st and 15, back to the 48. That's only the 3rd penalty for the Govs tonight. Lounsbury going to tuck and run. He won't go anywhere. Jack Birch will get to him. He grabs him by the shoulder and wrestles him down the second time. Lounsbury has been brought down by way of the quarterback sack. This is a big loss all the way back to the Pierre 43-yard line.
You know, I think he was trying to go to Shufflebein on that play. It just took a while to develop, and if he would have had 1 or 2 more seconds, that sure might have worked.
That's a big loss, actually, of 9 yards. 16 yards total lost here. And it'll be 2nd down and a bunch. Floating pass here, looking for Bucci. That one's overthrown by 5 yards, bouncing at the Aberdeen 30. An incomplete pass, and now 3rd and long.
That was good coverage by the Golden Eagles, and everybody was covered on that play.
Tell you what, give it to the Golden Eagle defense, because they understand right now scoring points, let alone giving up or gaining yardage on offense, has been very difficult, but the defense is certainly still keeping this team in this game and giving their offense every chance to try to make a comeback here. 9:39 to go. 3rd and a Brown County mile out to the far side. Got to go to Terwilliger. He has it at the 50. Borg has him and will not let go. That's a great tackle by Carson Borg in the open field against the big 225-pound sophomore, Cooper Terwilliger. Back to the 47 of Aberdeen Central.
Cooper's having an excellent game. He's open most of the time, and he's a great big target. That's a good pitch and catch for those two guys, and you can see the chemistry developing every time. Oh, block punt.
The Golden Eagles get to Templeton. Templeton's had some trouble on his last 2 punt attempts. Didn't see who punted it, but Carter Lust, among others, coming away from it, and Aberdeen Central will have another short field with which to play.
You know, about the time Pierre thinks they got the momentum, it just keeps switching here and there. They're talking about something. The referees are. I'm not sure what they got going on.
Oh, it looked like it was an illegal shift on the Governors. Declined by Aberdeen Central. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Pierre 34-yard line. We've still got a lot of time. 8:59 left, fourth quarter. The Governors still, for the time being, lead by 2 possessions. But here come the Golden Eagles. Dahlman in motion. Waldrop was looking his way, but the Governor defense. And once again, Coulter Babcock coming up big with a quarterback sack. This is the first time the Governors have gotten to Waldrop and gotten him to the turf. Hit at the 42 and pushed back from there, a loss of 8 for Aberdeen.
Now, Coulter's having an excellent game. He's filling holes. He's getting to where he needs to be. He's intercepting balls. He's controlling the interior part of the defensive line from the linebacker position.
2nd and 18 now at the Pierre 42. Governor defense pitting their ears back, and they keep coming. Waldrop going to fire far side, and oh my goodness, Dowen comes down with it. Man-to-man coverage, and I'm not so sure there wasn't a little push, but once again, as you said earlier, Trent Merkwan, that's football, and Dowen wins the battle here. A big play, finally, for the Eagles. It's been a while, but they get a big one down to the Governor 5-yard line, a 37-yard pass completion.
Yeah, definitely some hand fighting going on there, and he pushed off at the right time, and I guess I wouldn't have thrown a flag on that play.
So 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Dowen, who has the only touchdown on a reception through the air for the Eagles tonight. They'll go back to the ground, and Ridley Waldo will carry to the 2, so a pickup of 3 yards here. And like we said, this game far from over once this possession started. Aberdeen Central has spent a lot of time in Pierre territory in their last 3 possessions, 2 of which were in the 3rd quarter. Now this one still in the 4th as we hit the 8-minute mark. Here comes Dahlman, the fullback. The Governor defense swarms Dahlman yet again, and they might have pushed him back for a half a yard. Mikkinen once again, the last one off the ground.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't run outside on that. Anytime they've tried to go mano-a-mano up front, we've normally won that battle, or I should say the Governors have normally won that battle. We'll see what they do here in the coming 2 plays.
3rd and goal. 7.5 to play now. Dahlman was pushed back for a half a yard. Aesop will reset left to right. Flanked out wide, I formation, and they go to Aesop, and this pass is thrown behind him. They had the route set up. Aesop was going to go a couple of yards up the field, cut out to the pylon right at the goal line, but I think Waldrop just threw that one a little too quick, and it'll be 4th and goal. It's a 2-possession game, a 13-point game. Aberdeen's always got a kicking game, but that doesn't help you here when you're down 20-7 and 7:14 to play. So they have to go for it from the 3-yard line. 4th down.
He had his receiver open on that play, but just missed him.
I think he just rushed the pass a little bit. He had to give Aesop a time to make his move. So here it is, 4th down. Same play. Out to Aesop. He loses the football out of bounds. It'll be ruled incomplete. Stoser coming up with a big play just to interrupt it. I think Stoser was seeing the same thing. And Aesop had it. Even if he catches it, he's got to turn it and advance another yard past the goal line. But Carson Stoser makes the play. And Aberdeen Central will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, they came back with the same exact play, and he hit him. He just, not sure if he dropped it or if Carson ripped it out of his hands. It doesn't really matter. Either way, it's an incomplete pass. He would have scored, though, had he held on to that.
So we've got a heat timeout as the change of possession. pause for 30 seconds. A Coca-Cola break in the action. The Governors maintain a 20-7 lead here at Swisher Field. We're back in 30. This is Pierre Governor football.
Wegner Auto Company is a fourth-generation family-owned business established in 1907. We're the oldest dealer in South Dakota, and for more than 100 years now, we've been delivering quality vehicles with a commitment to customer satisfaction and service. Visit Wegner Auto in Pierre for your next car, truck, or sport utility vehicle, and see for yourself why we've been so successful for so long. Visit WegnerAuto.com anytime to browse the current inventory or schedule a service appointment. Wegner Auto in Pierre. Our reputation means a great deal since 1907.
Back at it again, and the Governors do what the Governors do. They try to go long, 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line. Lounsbury with the win, leads Carter Shufflebine a little bit too far, and it'll be incomplete. 90-plus yard pass completions have actually become quite the norm for the Governors here in the last couple of seasons.
And, you know, as he progresses in this year, you'll see him complete that pass. He just got to put a little bit more air underneath it so Carson can go get that. He threw too much of a line drive on that pass.
Try it again, but stay underneath. This time Shufflebine has it. He'll advance out to about the 10-yard line. A good job in coverage and a better job in tackling here by Carson Borg, the defensive back, as they'll spot Carter Shufflebine to the 9. We'll give him 6, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. Shufflebine's 2nd catch of the night. Govs have a big opportunity if they pick up a 1st down here to really start to run the clock, and the clock can become their ally the longer this game goes here deeper into the 4th quarter as we approach the halfway mark. Lounsbury tried a couple of claps, but Aberdeen holding their ground. This will be an option. Rounds to the near side, the short side of the field, and they'll stop the clock. He apparently gets out of bounds, and the chains will move. So a good job sealing the edge by the right side of the offensive line. Across the 10 up to the 15, a pickup of 6 for Trevor Rounds. It's one play that the Govs have run extremely well tonight, in my opinion. They're using it at the right times. They're executing it when they need it, and that is those option pitches, left or right. They're working well. So, 1st and 10 now from the 15. Fresh set of downs for the Governors. And Lounsbury. Now the Govs are in a situation where a fast-paced offense has to slow down a little bit. I don't know if they're waiting for the last 5-second signal from the back judge, but they can see the play clock on the far end of the field as well. But Rounds will gain 2 on 1st down here, move it up to the 17, his 20th carry of the night. I haven't really seen running backs of the Governors with 20 attempts in a night since maybe McGuire-Raskey 4 or so years ago. 2 receivers flank to the short side, right, 1 to the left, but a timeout will be taken on the defensive side of the football here by Aberdeen Central. I believe their 2nd charge timeout of the 2nd half. 5:03 to play, still 20-7 Governors as they try to run a whole bunch of time when we come back after this Coca-Cola break in the action. We'll pause for 30 seconds. Once again, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football and River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats?
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
The Pierre Governors defense has stood their ground on a number of occasions so far here in the 2nd half. Still in their own red zone. They've got a 2nd down and 8. We welcome you back. Brian Oakland with play-by-play. Trent Merkwan at side. Caleb Brozick on camera. William Wilson in studio. We'll get a station break momentarily. Pitch out here on the second down play to Trevor Rounds. Give him 3. And a third down and about 6 coming up. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI Pierre. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
5 o'clock hour kickoff, turning into the 7 o'clock hour here up in Aberdeen.
You know, on that last play, Pierre went with 3 tight ends in the game to try to run the football.
I think that's a setup you're going to see quite a bit throughout the season. You've got Terwilliger, you've got Coulter Babcock, Aiden Beam will be used as a third tight end. Here's a needle-threading pass and a completion to George Stalley on a little slant up across the 30-yard line. Lounsbury throws it perfectly, and Stalley with a good hands play for a 12-yard gain, and they'll move the chains yet again.
And hats off to George, because that ball was in dual possession for a little bit, and George took it away from him. Great play by George.
Just trying to do some quick math, and I've got Lounsbury throwing for about 241 so far tonight here. And he's thrown more than 32 passes on the evening. Stalley catches his 4th. Back to the ground it'll go. That'll chew more clock as Trevor Rounds bouncing out right side, short side. Carter Lust will upend him. Nope, that's not Lust. That is 28, and that is Tate Huff with a good play.
You know, there was an excellent hole on that right side. If Roundsy doesn't get tripped up, he could go for another 10.
3:31 to go, 2-yard gain, and now a player down for Aberdeen Central, and this is an apparent cramp as well. A Coca-Cola timeout. Let's pause for 30 seconds once again, an injury break. It's the Govs lead 20-7 on River 92.7.
Ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
An injury timeout there for Felipe Gonzalez. A big 295-pound junior interior defensive lineman. He's up and off after working out the kinks in the lower leg. Officials will start the clock up again. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation here. Governors on top 20-7. Lounsbury handing off to Trevor Rounds again as the feet keep on moving. Rounds across the 35 to the middle of the field and the 40-yard line. And
you know, that was one of Trevor's better runs. He was patient when he entered the line, and when he got into the linebackers, he was moving his feet quick. He picked the correct hole. Excellent run by Trevor Rounds on the left side of the Governor offensive line that time.
23 carries unofficially, now 71 yards. Obviously, there's not a big average there, but the Govs are getting as much out of the ground game, I think, as they certainly hoped for. We were talking earlier about run-pass balance. Most of the yards coming through the air, but on the ground, they're getting the job done, especially right now, as all they want to do is run the clock with a 2-possession lead, 20-7. Here's a pitch out. Short sweep, but this one has the Golden Eagles pushing him back for a loss of 2 to the 38. And that will bring up a 4th down play. So at 2:15, here will bleed the clock as much as they can. They still have their offense on the field. It would be probably in the Governor's interest maybe to punt, but that's just not the way they play. I'm not surprised if...
I think they're going to try to draw him off sides. I don't see him running a play here. I see Steve Steele punting this ball away.
You really don't need to. You've got a lot of new players, varsity experience-wise, on the field. Although punting has been a bit of an issue of late, so we'll see what happens. A timeout called by the Govs, brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling. In Pierre, grab a Coke and be back in 30 seconds. The Gov defense will try to close this out, we presume, in 30. You're listening to Governor Football.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Evergreen motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
And that's who I assume it came from. And he almost got hit before he could get that even kicked. I don't know if we gained any yardage on that.
From the 38 to the 35, actually, again, a loss of three yards. On that punt play is Dowen with a good return. 1:44 to play. Aberdeen needs to score in a hurry. The Governor defense has penetration, but Waldrop unloads. He gets to Carter Lust out on the right side. Lust will turn it upfield. He'll find his way out of bounds inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. A 20-yard gain. And Carter Lust, who had a nice 15-yard run earlier, has a 15-yard catch and run this time.
I see Aberdeen using him more as the season progresses. He's definitely fast.
Yeah. 145-pounder, just a sophomore, but you get him in the open field, and they probably want to use him just like the Governors want to use George Staley with the speed that he possesses. Lust is now going right side, but three receivers on the wide side of the field, near side to the left. That's where Waldrop is looking. He'll float it to the corner. Overthrown, but there is a flag that'll be thrown, and the Governors may have been holding at about the goal line here.
I think that's a good hold, actually. There was going to be a touchdown had they not done that. That's not a bad decision made by the Governor defense. He was going to score anyway.
Well, Carson Stoser, good decision or not, in our opinion, is still pleading his case.
Yeah, he doesn't think he did it, but it sure looked like it.
So a pass interference will move it half the distance to the goal. Normally a 15-yard penalty, but from the 15, they will advance it up to about the 8 or the 7.5-yard line.
You know, Carson might have been saying there that he ran into me, and that very well could be the case. My view was blocked on a little bit of that play, but anyway, had they not run into each other, that was 6.
20-7 Pierre, 90 seconds to play. Aberdeen is at the Pierre 7. This is 1st and 3 on half the distance to the goal. Waldrop fires, goal line, touchdown. Pass is caught by Colby Dowen, who catches his second touchdown of the night. This one from 7 yards out. And the Golden Eagles have made this a 7-point game. They'll come on and try a PAT. Looking to make it a 6-point ball game.
I don't know if they ran a crossing route there, but Hudson Schaefer seemed to get tangled up with somebody in that defense of that play, but they might have run a pick play there.
Yep. So Dowen with the catch, his second touchdown. He adds on the PAT, and we've got a new ball game. Aberdeen strikes for the first time since the first quarter. 1:26 to play. It's 20-14 now. And Aberdeen most likely an onside kick when we return in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Another short punt for the Pierre Governors. That's something they may have to clean up as the season goes along. Colby Dowen returned it to the 35. A Carter Lust catch and run to the 15-yard line, and then a pass interference for the Governors, putting it to the 7. And then the hookup from Brendan Waldrop to Colby Dowen from 7 yards out. I keep missing Dowen and Dahlman. Joey Dahlman is the kicker. He put the PAT through. Dowen, the wide receiver, scores his second touchdown of the night. And it is now 20-14 as Aberdeen Central will set up in what will undoubtedly be an onside kick attempt here with 1:26 to play. 2 plays and 35 yards on that scoring drive by Aberdeen Central. Dahlman kicks it left-footed. A high bounce. The Governors come up inside the 50-yard line, and I think this is a good reception. And Pierre will have it. I saw 20, I think, out there. Tyson Polston, a 160-pound senior, making a great receive, taking a hit. And the Governors will have to run the clock out here. But I tell you what, Trent, I think Aberdeen's only got 1 timeout to use. Maybe that stat is on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
that is 1 timeout left, so the Governors can kneel on this thing 3 times and walk away with a hard-fought opening night victory here. Pierre has it at the Aberdeen 48. 1:26 left to go. They're going to run the football. Trevor Rounds straight up, keeping a handle on it. Being wrapped up by Jacob Weisar at the Eagle 45. Pick up a 3. Aberdeen Central will call their final timeout of the second half. 6 seconds off the clock, 20-14. Coca-Cola timeout here. Let's take a quick 30 and we're back to finish this one off. You're listening to Governor Football.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
20-14 here, Pierre Governor football. It's back on as the Governors, who won 7 straight state titles in Class 11 AA, obviously losing an awful lot, but they've made some plays tonight on both sides of the football. And right now, as Aberdeen Central spends their final timeout, Pierre will bunch it up. Lounsbury will take a snap under center. He'll kneel on it, and the Governors only need to do that one more time, and they'll walk away here, like we say, an opening night win. Trent Merkwan, kind of an early start to our postgame, but this, it's fun, I suppose. Obviously, Governor fans love to see the wide open blowouts that they've seen over the course of the last handful of years. And but boy, to see a game that was just great football, great opening night football. This shows that football fans are going to enjoy this upcoming season here.
Yeah, 3 yards in a cloud of dust was kind of the theme of the night on the running side, and there's certain guys that just love that type of football, just pound it. I don't know, Rounds probably has 25 carries and maybe 30. Anyway,
25 exactly.
Yeah, what a good effort by him. He's going to be sore tomorrow.
They're not quite in mid-season form, but they are in 1-0 form as the Pierre Governors will win this one. Their first game of the season, as the clock has 5 more seconds to run out, but the teams are shaking hands in the middle of the field. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard: the Pierre Governors 20 and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 14. The Govs start the season 1-0. The Eagles with a hard-fought 0-1. This is a team that will be heard from as the season goes along. We'll talk about that coming up in our post-game show. Scoreboard from Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Post-game coming up. The post-game show is brought to you by Family Dental, with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. We'll pause for 3 minutes. The full post-game with a game recap, a conversation with the victorious head coach Steve Steele, on the way. All the stats. We've got big plays of the game and your player of the game, among other things, all coming up as we have the Family Dental postgame. In 3 minutes, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football. Your official voice of the Govs is River 92.7, drgnews.com, and the DRG News app.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs. Call Family Dental at 224-7774 today.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications, as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as a basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 an hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 3. That's 833-605-5483, extension 3, and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Welcome back to Swisher Field in Sioux Falls. The Pierre Governors, certainly it wasn't easy tonight. Nobody thought it would be with the new cast of characters on the field. And definitely some horses that are back. But fun ball game. Football fans, as we talked about, will enjoy it. And Coach Steve Steele is coming up to talk to us about this one. Ryan Olkin here along with Trent Merkwan, and we'll get the coach geared up, maybe let him catch his breath here in just a little bit. Quick rundown of the scoring plays in the first half, first quarter. In fact, toward the tail end, a 15-yard touchdown from Aberdeen Central on a Brennan Waldrop to Colby Dowen. Hookup from 15 yards out made it 7-0 with a minute to go in the first. The Governors countered and had a great second quarter. In fact, they went 3 for 3. Trevor Round's 1-yard touchdown run, but the kick was blocked. That made it 7-6. And then Caleb Lounsbury throws his first career touchdown pass as he hooks up with Cooper Terwilliger from 17 yards out, making it 13-7. And then after another defensive stop, in fact, the second interception of the night from Coulter Babcock, put the Governors on the offensive side again. And George Stalley on the last run, or the last play of the first half, runs it in from 2 yards out, and it was 20-7 at halftime. It was all defense in the third quarter, And the Governor defense did a good job stopping the Eagles on downs, especially when the Eagles had some short fields to play on. They blocked a punt of the Govs once, but the Governor defense stands their ground until the fourth quarter when a two-play, 35-yard scoring drive had Waldrop hooking up with Dowen again from 7 yards out. Joey Dahlman 2 for 2 on PATs, but the Governors recover the onside kick, and they run the last 126 out on 3 plays, and they win this one 20-14. Get a chance to talk with Coach Steele about this one, and hopefully after this long climb to the booth, you've got your breath caught once again here. Football fans, Coach, I think are going to love this season because you don't have the team right now. Early in the season, at least, it's going to be blowing teams out like you've been accustomed to. Sir, you've got some big play ability. We saw that from time to time. You had a lot of great pass plays in this game that set up your scores, but this team, I think, is going to be personality-wise told by the defense. Let's put it that way. And your defense came up big tonight. Let's start there.
Yeah, defense played phenomenal. And honestly, that first touchdown drive was really all they gave up. That second one was a 25-yard field. They were kind of a SWAT team today, getting put in bad positions and finding ways to get us out of it. So really big kudos to those guys. I think they'll really enjoy the film when they get to it. And, like I said, we're very, very proud of the effort on that side of the ball.
We talk a lot about how you guys are able to make second-half adjustments. It seemed like it was adjustments right away after giving up that first touchdown drive of 65 yards. They made plays through the air, but they didn't do much of anything, at least not consistently, the rest of the night.
Yeah, and I think our guys did a good job on the defensive side of the ball, again, adjusting to a lot of their things. And I said we got to really go deep into our depth today. I think that was kind of the story of the game that really made us adjust, forced adjust was, kind of Stolly had to come out on defense. That was a big adjustment. Porter Hunsley, freshman, goes in there and plays phenomenal. Really, really good game from him in there. And obviously Coulter did a great job too, but, just losing George and losing Ty was really tough for that side of the ball. So really proud of them being able to step up and still play a phenomenal game.
George Talley gets dinged up a few times. We see him limping all night long, I guess, but he stays in there. What's his status? And, of course, Ty Michael early on. I guess I don't know if we saw him the rest of the night, but what's your injury status here?
Yeah, George just kind of rolled his ankle, so it was just never 100% after that. Wasn't enough to keep him out, but, I said, yeah, we kind of kept him off the defensive side of the ball. Just being able to react and push off of that, we felt it was better to go down to Porter. And, he still had a great game offensively. Scored the big touchdown there before half, running to the corner of the end zone. So still very, very good with him. And Ty will probably be a week to week. It was a pretty good ankle sprain. So something about this field in our nub guard doesn't seem to enjoy. But, about 3 plays in, and after that it was kind of a merry-go-round up front. So
it was Matthew Coverdale a year ago too, right? But there you are. But obviously a lot of the attention shifts to that quarterback position. And Caleb Lounsbury, we knew, I think you knew, he was ready to go. And I think the rest of us are learning that we're still going to be just fine in that quarterback spot this year.
Yeah, very, very proud of Caleb. Very tough. It's tough. This is a high-pressure position, especially with the guys that we've had at that position in the past and everything else going on. So very, very proud of him. Just going in and playing a great game, being confident, trusting his arm. Really maybe 1 or 2 throws that he wanted to have back. Other than that, he was pretty spot on. So really, really good game for him, and really, kept us in it, in terms of more than the ball or throwing the ball, because our run game just wasn't there once Ty went down.
And your 3 touchdowns with some big pass plays made into this breeze that's still out there about 15 miles an hour. Like Trent Merkwan was saying during the game, you got to throw a tight spiral to do that, and that's exactly. Those are the plays that he was making, and certainly hooking up with a number of different receivers. It's just it looks like he's a seasoned quarterback and not making his first varsity start tonight.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He really didn't look like he was playing his first game back there, and he made some just pretty throws, and I think a lot of people maybe didn't know that, but he throws a really, really good ball. He's got a quick release. He's got good feet. And I said he looked really good back there today, so very, very proud of him.
One thing about it, I suppose, to kind of break this game down with things that certainly need to be cleaned up. Obviously, special teams. It's the punting game was a bit of an adventure, but I'm sure those things will come. You've got new people and certainly young guys in those positions too.
Yeah, and I think that's been the The biggest challenge, I mean, and again, you don't realize you lose Ty right before that touchdown drive, and the backup goes in, and it's just not the same. Everything's a little bit different, and so I said a lot of that stuff will come. I mean, that's always the challenge of those first week games is special teams timing's not quite there yet. A lot of the offense, I was very happy we didn't have any bad snaps. That's always a question mark initially in first games, especially for teams in the gun, and we were good there. So, overall, definitely plenty of things that we got to clean up, but all of them are able to be cleaned up.
Because in years past, field position hasn't mattered so much. That might be more of an important part of the games this year.
It very well might be, and I said that unit will have to get better. We know that, but like I said, this was a really good game to survive and escape with a win.
All right, Coach. Good start tonight, 20-14. Next week it's Huron, and they had some issues against a really good Yankton team last night. What do we know about Huron early on?
Yeah, not a ton. I know they're not as big as they would like to be up front. And I think that was part of the struggle today too. I mean, Aberdeen was a pretty big team, so that gave us some challenges. And I think they'll be a little bit smaller team next week. So hopefully that helps us out.
All right, Coach. We'll see you then. Good luck. Good start tonight. 20-14. The Governors win it. Coach Steve Steele in our Family Dental post game. Let's pause for 3 minutes. We'll be back. Plenty more to talk about. You're listening to Governor Football.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
This is Coach Scott Nye from your Pierre Governors and the team at Ranky Gray Wealth Management, where we focus on coaching something just as important, your finances. Everyone needs guidance through life's key financial decisions and challenges, not to mention the opportunity to feel confident that their retirement strategy will help them pursue the lifestyle they've dreamed about. As you're looking for the right team to assist you, we're right up the street and ready to provide you the help that can make all the difference. Contact our peer office today by visiting rankygray.com.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide! Solid! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. All available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Back at Swisher Field, and the first game is in the books. The Pierre Governors have it in the win column. It's a 20-14 win over the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. We're giving you the recap a little bit as we appreciate Coach Steele coming up and talking to us here in our Family Dental post game. Here are the statistics in this one, unofficial Of course, Governors will start with 83 yards on the ground. Trevor Rounds, the workhorse, 25 carries tonight. He had a 1-yard touchdown in there as well. Yards are hard to come by, less than a 3-yard average. But again, actually one thing that I'm thinking of now, I wish I would have asked Coach Steele, is about using the running game to set up the pass. Rounds with 72 yards overall. George Stalley finishes with 14 yards on 5 carries and a 2-yard touchdown. Caleb Lounsbury is 5 carries for -3 yards, -4 of those came in the last 2 kneel downs as it happens. But Lounsbury through the air, unofficially 23 of 32. I have him at 241 yards, yet my receiving stats add up to 254 yards. So we're about a 13-yard difference. Let's go with 254 yards through the air for Caleb Lounsbury. He was sacked twice for losses of 16 yards, so 238 net passing for the Govs, 83 on the ground, and that'll be a total of about 321 total yards. Excuse me, into this one tonight. Receiving, Cooper Terwilliger. He's going to be the Jet Zabel of this year, and I think everybody understood and expected that. Terwilliger with 10 catches today with 130 yards. He catches the only passing touchdown of the night from 17 yards out. Meanwhile, a lot of other people really pitching in with big plays. E.J. Bucci had one to set up the last touchdown of the first half. 2 catches, 42 yards. The 39-yarder set him up in the red zone. Next, Lincoln Dilgis with 2 catches for 33 yards. He had a 30-yard catch that set up the second drive and the second touchdown of that second quarter for the Govs. George Stalley, 4 catches, 16 yards. Aberdeen stuck on him quite well tonight. Sonnenschein comes up with a 13-yarder to put Pierre at the 1-yard line toward the end of the first half as well. Aiden Beam, 2 catches for 10 yards. Carter Schuffelbein, 2 catches for 10 yards. So the Governors making plays here, both sides of the football. I have them picking up 16 first downs in this game, 4 penalties for total losses of 37 yards and a 20-point winning effort tonight. For Aberdeen Central, running the football, 56 yards total, 23 yards on 11 carries for feature back Ridley Waldo. Carter Lust Colby Dowan with a 22-yard catch on a fake punt that wasn't intended to be a fake punt, but a high snap turned him into a runner, and he ended up coming up with a big play at the time. Carter Lust, 2 carries, 9 yards. Joey Dahlman with 2 carries and 2 yards for 56 total. Brennan Waldrop, the sophomore quarterback for Aberdeen Central, unofficially completing 12 passes in 27 attempts tonight, 152 yards total. He throws for 2 scores, both to Colby Dowan, but he did throw 2 interceptions, both times picked off by Coulter Babcock of the Governors, and he was sacked once for a loss of 8 yards. That's 144 net passing yards for the Governors, with 56 on the ground and even 200 total yardage, which is also, as Bob Uecker once said, my lifetime batting average. Colby Dowan with 4 catches, 77 yards, catching 15 and 7-yard touchdowns. He also had a big 37-yard catch in there. Joey Dahlman, 3 catches, 37 yards. Brody Aesop, 4 catches and 23 yards. Carter Lust catches 1 ball for 15 yards. 9 first downs overall for the Eagles. 2 big turnovers in this game, which turned up big. One of them was turned into a Governor touchdown, and that'll be the only 2 turnovers in this game. Only 4 penalties for 20 yards lost for Aberdeen Central. 20-14, Trent Merklon. You've seen the Govs as much as anybody up close over the last number of years, but as we expect some different things. We talked again about how football fans are going to love this team. People who don't like nail-biting games might not like it, but this was a fun game, and really I give a lot of credit to Aberdeen Central. This team's going to make strides, even though they've got some a lot of new and young players, but so far I think so good for Steve Steele and the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, anytime you start a new season with a new quarterback, there's a lot of questions, and I think those questions were answered tonight. I thought Lounsbury looked excellent. I thought Terwilliger looked excellent. And, Stalley got banged up early, so it was hard to tell what was going on exactly, but he was having trouble finding space. All in all, the defense really played well. I mean, you give up 7 points against a good Aberdeen team. I would call Aberdeen a good team.
Well, their defense, they're going to be running on defense a lot this year too.
Yeah, I thought they were a little bit maybe unlucky to score 14 points. There was times that I thought that they shot themselves in the foot. So
one of the impressive stats I think tonight has the Governors. Yeah, Cooper Terwilliger catches 10 passes. Nobody else caught more than 4, but 7 different receivers catching passes tonight, and every one of them seems like they're making plays to help the Governor offensive cause.
Definitely Lounsbury put him in those positions. He threw the ball super down the field at times, and he's only going to get better. And with Brevin Kaiser evidently working with him over the summer, you could see that there's a super tight spiral. The wind's not going to affect him. If you can throw into a 15-mile-an-hour wind, you can play in this league. Brevin must have done a super job with him. I'm only guessing that that's what happened, but why wouldn't it be Brevin? It's just another Steve Still win. It's those coaches and what they're able to do with what they have, it's just remarkable. I mean, we're going after 8 straight, and you come to Aberdeen, you got a lot of unknowns. It's your first game. You would expect a bunch of penalties. Well, that wasn't the case. What do we have, 4?
4 on both sides, and that's it.
I mean, how does that happen in game 1?
Yeah.
That's just excellent. That's excellent football. It was fun to watch tonight because, especially in the first half, both quarterbacks were playing super well, and both offensive and defensive lines were playing well. And so that's fun football to watch. Sometimes in high school football games, you get a quarterback that, he's one-dimensional. Well, that wasn't the case tonight. You had both quarterbacks from able to run, able to throw, and it made it fun to watch. You're right. We're not going to see a lot of blowouts early in this season, but I think as it progresses, I think you're gonna see the Governors putting 35 to 40 points up a game. There was a couple of missed opportunities downfield that as the season progresses, I don't see those as missed opportunities. I see those as completed passes. I think it was Shufflebein that was open a couple of times downfield, and he just missed him. He puts a little more air underneath that ball. But once again, Lounsbury, he was excellent in game 1. He's going to sleep good tonight because you are nervous going into game 1 when you're the quarterback of the Pierre Governors.
Absolutely. So 20-14 win. The Govs start 1-0. Aberdeen Central's got T area down at T next week, but they come up on the short end of a loss at Spearfish last night. So T will be fired up, I think, for their home opener. Aberdeen Central's got to have some confidence going into the next couple of weeks, I believe, themselves. But we've got some orders of business to talk about here, and the first of which will be the big plays of the game. Your big plays are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics. Let's hear from them. And our big plays are next in our Family Dental and Pierre Governor postgame.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Hermanson Endodontics with big plays of the game, and there are a number of big plays in this game, and I think defensively there are a lot of big plays that really in a stat sheet or in a scorebook really don't and aren't going to get plays. But the fact that the Governors stand up and put forth a few, 3 excuse me, they turned Aberdeen Central over on downs 3 times in a row in the second half, and all on fairly short fields. One drive starts at the Governor 22. One drive starts at the 50, and another drive starts at the 34-yard line. The Govs stopped them on downs, including the third time at the 3-yard line. It wasn't until the last drive that Aberdeen Central finally got their second touchdown of the game to make it 20-14, a drive that started on the Pierre 35-yard line. So the Eagles spent almost all of the second half in Governor territory. So big props to the Governor defense, just making big plays all around. They had one quarterback sack, but just stuffing the run game and making enough plays against the pass that turn into big plays. Of course, you got two big interceptions from Colter Babcock in the first half. Colter made some big plays of his own in the second half. We talked about this one, and from an individual play standpoint, the play that was the touchdown catch, the touchdown hookup from Caleb Lounsbury to Cooper Terwilliger on a pass, Trent Merkwan into the wind to the right corner, just a perfectly thrown pass. Terwilliger catches it, feet just inside the pylon. From a throwing standpoint, you got to appreciate it, and you got to appreciate the hands play that Terwilliger made on the back end of that. It was just a perfect play for a big touchdown in that second quarter.
Excellent play. You know, there's just certain plays that happen in football that you just, you know, you shake the guy's hand because the coverage was excellent. And the pass was excellent, the coverage was excellent, the blocking was excellent up front. You know, it's just a great football play.
Put it all together, and that turns into our Hermanson Endodontics play. Big play of the game. The Governors win it 20-14, and there are certainly a lot of players who deserve pats on the back tonight. One of them will be named our player of the game. That's brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. We'll hear from them, and we're back to make it official. Player of the game and a Governor win coming up.
Howdy, partners. Did you know that you can save up to 30 cents on a gallon of gas instantly when you use the Sinclair DinoPay app at all Cowboy Country Store locations? It's true, and it's fast, secure, and simple to use. Just go to your app store and download the green DinoPay app, follow the prompts, and save big money at the pump today.
Convenience from the country. Cowboy Country Stores.
Cowboy Country Stores players of the game. We can look at the Aberdeen Central side and shake the hands or pat the backs of a number of people. Their defense played well. I'm looking at guys like their linebacking core, Jacob Weisar, Tate Huff making good plays. Certainly, I think the one guy that stood out in all phases of the game tonight was Colby Dowan, who catches 2 touchdown passes, also made some good plays on short Governor punts, even though he's not the return man. But Colby Dowan is going to be one to watch in an Aberdeen Central uniform throughout the season. In the winning cause, again, a lot of guys, especially on defense, making big plays. E.J. Bucci on the defensive side. You're looking at Cooper Terwilliger with what he did offensively. Certainly Caleb Lounsbury, I think, in start number 1 was a player of the game worthy participant in this one with 240-plus passing yards and a touchdown. And he just managed the ball game very well to give the Govs their first win of the season. But the one guy that stood out, especially on defense, with 2 interceptions and a couple of big fourth down stops, Trent Merkwan, and that is Colter Babcock, a guy that I think has been like a lot of guys on this team. They bided their time playing in a reserve role as a role player, and now he is one of many who are making their first, I'm going to say, varsity start, and he came up big, especially defensively tonight.
Yeah, Coulter's definitely deserving of that award. 2 interceptions by a linebacker, and 1 sack too, I do believe.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, and you know, when you watch a football game, a lot of times when you watch it, the team that hits the hardest is normally the team that wins, because this is a physical game. And I seen Coulter fill some holes a few times where he actually laid the wood to somebody. And as the season progresses, those hits become harder, and the game actually becomes more physical, and you'll hear pads pop. I don't think we had a play tonight where you went, wow, those pads really popped, and you didn't even see where it was coming from. But as the year progresses, that will start to happen, and I see Coulter laying some people out.
All right, with good football plays.
Yes,
certainly.
with good football plays.
Colter Babcock, tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. He gets a T-shirt noting his accomplishments, and the Governors get their first victory of the season. It wasn't easy, but they did kind of make it look easy in the end. 20-14 the final, and Colter Babcock, our Cowboy Country Stores player of the game. There were a couple of other games going on tonight, both of them in 11 AAA. Brandon Valley has a 20-7 lead early in the fourth quarter. That game in Brandon, and O'Gorman and Harrisburg are also playing. They're just underway as of 7:30 in Sioux Falls tonight. Next week, the Governors get Huron. The Huron Tigers will come to Hollister Field, Phil Troutner Stadium. Huron was blown out by Yankton last night. Yankton obviously looking like a team with something to prove this season after falling short to the Governors in the Dome a year ago, and they certainly are one of the teams that are big things are expected from this season. We'll see Yankton in another few weeks, but it's Huron and Watertown the next 2 weeks, both at home for the Pierre Governors. Aberdeen goes to T-Area next week. Then they'll host a Brookings team that started the season last night with a 31-0 shutout of the Sturgis Scoopers. That's what's coming up in Governor football and for Aberdeen Central as well. A couple of other things that happened today. Rapid City Central was the opponent for Governor Volleyball. Pierre beats them and 3-1, their first victory for head coach Kerry Wheelhouse. The first win of the season for the Pierre Governors, who are now 1-2 after straight set losses to Watertown on Tuesday and Rapid City Stevens last night. Fairly competitive last night, but they did lose all three. Meanwhile, Governor Cross Country will head to Sioux Falls on Friday in the week ahead. Competitive cheer and dance was here in Aberdeen today for the Invitational, and those teams placed 6th and 8th out of 13 teams, as we understand it. They've got a Mitchell invite on Thursday, and the Pierre Invitational competitive cheer and dance meet will be next Saturday at 11 o'clock at Riggs High Gym. Governor Golf has been playing well. A Pierre Invite school record set, an individual school record, 64 for Sawyer Sonnenschein back on Tuesday. Then they went to Huron yesterday and won that invite. They'll be up here in Aberdeen at Lee Park on Tuesday for their next round of play. The Governor girls tennis team goes to Mitchell Friday, and then to Sioux Falls Christian and Harrisburg in Sioux Falls on Saturday. And the Governor soccer team gets a 1-0 win. The boys did today, winning at Rapid City Central after tying a scoreless tie with Rapid City Stevens yesterday. I did not get a girls score on that, but girls and boys soccer going to Watertown on Tuesday. Our next soccer broadcast here on River 92.7 will be next Saturday when the Governors host Spearfish back at the PILC soccer fields at 11-1. Justin Cowart on the call of those next Saturday. Our next broadcast of Governor Sports will be Thursday when the Governor Volleyball team goes to Douglas. That is a 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time first serve, and we're on the air at 6:30 coming up on Thursday. Still a week away from Vikings football, but they go to the New York Giants next Sunday to start the season on our sister stations, KPLO and KMLO FM, 11 o'clock pregame, 12 o'clock kick. Reminder for Pierre Governor fans traveling or anybody traveling to and from wherever you're going this Labor Day holiday weekend, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team, and they remind us all that buckling up is the best way to save your life in a crash. Do it for your friends and family. You've got someplace to be. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. So, the Governors start the season with a victory, 20-14. Over the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Big thanks to William Wilson for running double duty today. He had Governor Volleyball in studio this afternoon, Governor Football tonight. For Caleb Lounsbury, good to be back with you. Caleb Lounsbury. Caleb Brozick. There we go. Too many Calebs. Caleb Brozick and Live Ticket. You can watch this game over from Live Ticket on YouTube or certainly on the River 92.7 page at drgnews.com and the DRG News app. And fun to have good friend Trent Merkwan for the expertise and the color call here. I'm Brian Oakland. And your official voice of Pierre Governor Football has the Governors on top. Your final Gales Gas Service scoreboard to Govs 20 and the Golden Eagles 14. We'll see you Thursday night for high school volleyball next. Your official home, as mentioned, of Pierre Governor Sports, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everybody.